And we are live. What's good, Josh and Mandel saying welcome, welcome, welcome. I really want to know podcast. Man, I done snuck up on y'all. Y'all know what it is. Let me check the audio real quick. Audio sounds good out there in YouTube land. Um, I just wanted to jump on here because I got an opportunity. Y'all know I don't want to pass up on opportunities. We got the big homie with us right now, man. You know what I mean? We got the one and only JBig. And we're just gonna go on here and go off the dome. I got a couple videos lined up as I always do, man. But y'all want to get into some real, or the true red pill? Well, we're about to get into it, man. Straight OG style, man. Let's hit it. And we are live. What's good, y'all? Welcome, welcome, welcome to the I Really Want to Know podcast, y'all. Get some indeed, man. So for you guys that are gonna be watching this, I know they're gonna slowly trickle in, just so you know. But and if you guys watching this on Team Replay, we about to have some fun, man. Because I'm here to tell you, bro. I'm in these YouTube trenches. I'm in the red pill trenches. I'm outside for real. And this man right here, this man is outside for real, for real. So yo, let's hear it, man. JBig, man. Give everybody your origin story, man. And before we go any further, just because you're the man, you got to get it Don DeMarco, bro.
Don DeMarco.
Thanks, DL. That's nice. Good intro. I like that. Nobody knows who the hell I am. So hi everybody. My origin story. I don't know. I'm just an old man who got into dating and relationships, among other things. But it's kind of my latest obsession since we're all stuck in this dating market that doesn't seem to be changing or getting any better. So I've become a bit of a consumer of the content of the red pill space. And, I think I'm finally at the point where I understand it well enough that I'd like to start helping guys as well.
That's what's up, man. And the help is needed. The help is sorely needed. So, we know each other in real life, guys. This isn't just something that, like we're out here in the YouTube trenches now. Like, bro, we break bread. We have broken bread. This man, I don't know what he's going to share with y'all, but man, he has so much to share. And I'm looking forward to it. And then again, yeah. And Joe has been through a lot and done a lot, done some really great things, and had to deal with getting his face cracked. Man, where do you want to start, bro? Where do you want to start? Because I'm just thinking, and I'm like, bro, it's so much. Should we start with how we met?
Yeah, that's a good place to start, actually. That's a good place to start. So it was definitely fresh and fit, right? They did their whole locals push, and I thought it was a good idea to be part of a local red pill, masculine, male-centric group of people that I didn't necessarily have in my life, and it was good timing. So you were my interviewer. I was your interviewee to make sure I wasn't a fucking weirdo.
Exactly.
I probably shouldn't curse in the first little bit of that.
Too late now. I guess you already got it. You're demonetized, just like that.
Just don't be a weirdo. So
yeah, and when that went down, Myron asked me to help him grow this big group, the city groups, and I was more than more than willing to help. And I think, bro, to pat myself on the back, man, I think I did a good job. Like we were running all these different cities and all these different countries with all these different guys. And one of the things we did in order to be in that group, you had to get interviewed by me or one of our designees. It was just me. It was a couple other guys. At first, it was just me and another dude. And you had to get interviewed, and it wasn't anything crazy. We just turn the camera on, man. Have a quick little conversation, see who you are. I want to look at you. You know what I'm saying? And 97% of the guys that came through that was just solid dudes. We did have a couple true weirdos, bro. Like, you didn't get to see it. I did. It was like some craziness going on.
What about that ninja down in the Fort Lauderdale area who was brandished a gun? Remember that shit? Yeah. That guy was like, yo, weirdo. But anyway, listen, there's still plenty of weirdos in the group. I think we know a few of them, but good weirdos. They're good weirdos, and they're working on not being weird.
These are guys who are trying to improve themselves, man. So one of the things I say over here, bro, because a lot of people come over to this platform and they see what I'm doing and they're like, hey, man, we like your version of Red Pill. My response is always the same. It's not my version of Red Pill. Red Pill is just big thing. It's a state of mind. It's learning, right? So you got all these different choices. What do you say, man? Is there one Red Pill? Is there, you know what I mean? Like, what's your take on that?
I kind of am happy that my brain works this way. I can really distill things down seriously, and I can get to the essence of it. And what Red Pill really is it just means the truth. It's the Matrix. It's he offers you the truth, or you can go back to being an NPC. And the truth on any topic, it might even be transient, right? I was talking to my friends about this. We have one of the guys in the group has this quote, and it's something like, if you think you've reached the truth, then you're wrong, or whatever it is. And I'm just like, bro, I know what they're trying to say, but like there is an objective truth, and it might be moving a little bit, but the point of the Red Pill is to find the truth that no one's talking about. Women, right? Just these things that women would never admit about themselves. The Red Pill on the women is talking about the things that are totally true despite what they actually say. So it's the truth.
It is the truth, man. And one of the things we like to talk about over here, when these guys, the weirdos or the bottom 80, the invisible guys, one of the things I try to tell them, right, like, bro, you're going to have to get your confidence up. You're going to have to learn how to hold a conversation. And it's not about pickup lines. It's about truly learning how to hold a conversation. If you use a pickup line, that's just to break the ice to get you in. But dudes will go in, they'll use a line and they'll drop another pickup line, they'll drop another pickup line. I'm like, bro, at some point you got to talk, man. Like, what are you doing?
But those are the pickup artists, right? That's the PUA stuff, and they have a whole program. So they're like running play. It's almost like a football play. And listen, whatever they want to do is fine with me. I'm not making fun of them at all. It's just definitely not something I'm interested in doing, right? I don't need to run a whole play. Everything's a lot more organic than that. It's what you're talking about. So you bring your line out, it makes her laugh, it engages her, and now guess what? You got to not be a weirdo.
You got to
good luck with that.
Weirdo. Good luck with that, man. So
they think everything's weird.
Oh my God! And this is why Big J and JBig and I, we click, right? Because we had these conversations in real time. Like, we'll be posted up at a bar somewhere or having a cigar somewhere. And, women roll up and we're boom. I remember the first time, we're sitting there, couple little cuties at the bar, nothing special, just regular. I start up a conversation and then bam, seamlessly, it comes JBig right into the conversation. You know what I mean? It's like the alley-oop, bro. He just got it like, you know what I mean? That's how it's supposed to work. Whereas a lot of dudes, man, they start fighting and trying to throw shade on the other guy. And it's like, bro, you'll never ever get there like that.
It's just weird. Don't you want to be the wingman? Isn't it fun to even to watch you succeed, right? Even if whatever. It's this whole concept of even if I wanted her, it doesn't matter. She doesn't want me. She wants you. So who gives a shit? Just wingman your boy and get it over with. Get it done. I mean, I love it. I love being the wingman. It's fun.
I do too. But it's so many. Here's the thing. The reason we love it is because we have experienced success at varying levels. I'm not saying that we are the man. We're not saying we go out there and close 100% of the time, but we've had success in our lives. So we want to see the next dude get on. Yeah. But these other guys, they're coming up. This is the first time. It's like the first time. It's the first kill. First time they ever got on the hunt. You know what I mean? They caught the scent. And they're like, no, this is mine, all mine. You don't want to let nobody else in. Right? And I try to tell those dudes, like, you can't operate like that because you're going to push that woman towards the dude you're trying to hate on.
They don't realize that they're in a land of abundance. They just haven't seen it yet.
They haven't seen it. We got my man Mandrell in the building. What's good, fam? Mandrell is a former Green Beret on the team. All right. The real deal.
Okay.
Remember we were talking about bringing someone down to the force. I was going to bring some guys down who really knew what they were doing, get you on the range and really show the people what to do. This is Mandrell.
Oh, okay.
And he's still ready to do it. I was telling him, the group is going through some changes, some little growth here and there, whatever. So when they're ready, we're going to bring Mandrell down. But Mandrell is ready to go. This is Green Beret. This guy's been in the world. Like, this dude, when you meet Mandrell, ask him about Africa. Right? Ask him. about Africa. You're gonna love. It's gonna take off. The conversation is gonna take off. I'm gonna be laughing my butt off. And this is Joe's first time on StreamYard, bro. So you could, I don't like if you had one of your other phones, you can actually pull up the stream, put it on mute, and then you can read the comments, and you could probably read it on the stream. Oh yeah,
that same
so
link that you sent me, maybe already.
Yeah, well, you can just go to I Really Want to Know podcast, like actually go to the podcast.
Oh yeah. I see what you're saying.
Because I have that set up in the background. So
guys,
I'm
actually old, just like Don. You got to give me a second.
He ain't even as old as me, yo. He actually younger than me. We got brother Nitus in the building. What's good, fam? You know, it's just black don't crack, but they say. But we might not crack, but boy, do we ache. Man, I got so many pains, bro. So many. So yeah, you just like go to the site, pull it up, you know, put it on mute, and then you'll be able to see the chats as they come through. So, you know, we got a couple guys, you know, got a few people popping in, popping out. For those who are watching,
pardon my gaze as I do that. Go ahead.
Handle your business, man. So, for all you guys watching this, if you're watching this live, appreciate you. Thank you so much. If you're watching this on Team Replay, hey, don't forget, do us a favor, man. Shoot us a like, shoot us a subscribe. This is a very small platform over here. You guys know that YouTube don't like this content. YouTube does not like me. I don't know what I did to them people, bro. You know what I mean? Just trying to come out here and talk about what we talk about. But, you know, we struggled to get views, but hey, man, we may be small, but we're mighty, man. So, you know, shoot us a like, shoot us a subscribe, share, all that good stuff, man. And we'll be good to go. See, now Joe's watching it. So, yeah. So, like I said, you'll see what's in the chat. That's Mandriel. We got brother Nitus in there.
Love it. Got it.
So today, guys, we're not structured here. We're really doing this off the dome. We're just having some fun. But we are going to be talking about a few things. Joe, you mentioned Omegle.
Oh,
I never. What's that app called?
Omegle. So it's okay. Like there were two of them that I used to mess with, and it was Chat Roulette and Omegle, and you could find some interesting conversations from interesting people. You could find a lot of dudes jerking off too, which is always great.
Like on the screen, they just waiting for you to. Oh,
bro,
man.
You know, and you're just like, guy, next. So anyway, you would find dudes to have interesting conversations with that were just hanging out in their room. You could find, I remember and I'm not trying to humble brag or anything, but I do remember this one time that this kid was kind of, whether he was actually suicidal or not, it didn't matter. He was talking about how he was having a hard time. And I definitely talked to him for 30 minutes. And I thought it was kind of cool that I could interact with this person and maybe help them to realize that, you know, it's not all so bad. But anyway, it used to be really busy with all different kinds of things, girls, guys, different situations. It was very interesting. It was good stuff to record and get used to. Like I talked to you about the repetition of kind of doing this. If I really want to have my own podcast to be able to be entertaining and engaging. So get on Omegle. And so I tried it out today. And let me tell you, it was a lot of dicks.
It always is.
God, no. I mean, like extra, like, bro, it's like I can't even try, and I'm not trying again. Like I'm done. Like apparently Omegle's gone because of some legal issue, and people have been trying to pick up the slack, but there's no like concentration of people on any one thing. It's like there's 10 different things, and if you don't want to see guys jerking off, I don't really know where to go.
And see, that's the thing. I like the concept where you could get on this platform and talk to somebody on the other side of the planet. I thought that was cool. And we do have a video that we're going to show. And one of the things I like to tell dudes when we talk about this, like we had these conversations in real life, and a lot of guys do ask these basic questions, basic to me, basic to JBig, like you really don't understand this. And one of those things is like charisma, the young kids call it Riz. People don't understand how important that is and how far that gets you. Charisma with a little bit of humor, bro, what that gets you at least round in second. You know what I mean? Like that's at least round in second.
Some guys, that's all they have, and they're constantly getting laid.
Constantly, bro.
Seriously.
Constantly.
They're short and poor. Like short, like 5 feet tall, and they're still rizzing them up and getting them.
Going home, doing, and you know, people say, well, women say you got to be 6 feet, you got to have the perfect jawline, you got to have a six pack, you got to have six figures. You got like, nah, bro, nah. I mean, bro, you guys hear me on this platform all the time. What did I say? Those things help. You know what I mean? You like a dudes. I know so many dudes, you know, driving around in exotic cars or really nice high-end Europeans, like, you know, Lamborghinis, high-end Mercedes, AMGs, you know what I mean, Alpina BMWs. And guess what? Whenever we go inside or whenever when it's time to talk to the women, they can't do nothing. Why? Because you can't drive the Ferrari or the Lamborghini into the lounge. Right? You can't do it.
And I think the car thing, it's a bit of a myth. Like, it works on your Instagram, but you can go take pictures with any car for that. And then I think it works in Miami for sure. But I think elsewhere, it's not like a non-starter. I hear these guys in Miami talk about this shit all the time about how like everyone's got a Lamborghini Urus, right? It's like the standard car that everyone's driving out there. So like I get it from that perspective, but here in Tampa, I don't think your car it gets you some attention for sure, but it's not gonna be a game changer like any of the things that you mentioned. What did you say? Abs and money and
money.
You know, all these things are
666. Yeah.
Bro, it'd make you way more. You don't need to flash the car around. You could just drive your Toyota Camry. You'll be all right.
Again, because you're not driving it inside the lounge, bro. You're not driving it inside the hotel bar. Like it's, you know.
No, and if you got it like that, just Uber her anyway.
Thank you. So, but yeah, in Miami, yeah, those Lamborghinis, the Brickomobiles all day long. And even of all the big cities, it's definitely a Brickomobile,
like
bro.
That.
And of all the big cities, Miami, especially, I mean, they just take it to an extreme. You know, riding around in your Ferrari in LA is cool, but you know what's cooler? Being able to get into the most exclusive joints in LA. If you can get in Soho, man, no one cares what kind of car you're driving. If you're in Soho, you're coming out of there with a dime. Period. Like so,
very, very plausible,
bro, because it's so exclusive. Same thing in New York. If you can get into the end spot wherever it is, New York is restaurants. You can get a good table in a perfect restaurant. Whatever that restaurant is, I don't care if it's Fig and Olive, I don't care if it's Mr. Child's, I don't care if it's Carbone, whatever. If you're in there, you're gonna holler at women, bro. If you're in that bar, you're gonna holler at women. But down in Miami is crazy. There's all these Lamborghinis and these Ferraris and whatnot, Aston Martins, and these guys they don't know how to talk. So back to this Omegle thing, probably pronouncing it wrong. I'm always messed up. But
so it's Omegle.
Omegle,
right?
okay,
Omegle.
Omegle.
It's a weird word. It doesn't mean anything except the thing that it is.
And you know what I was doing in my head? I was turning it into mingle. You know what I mean? Because that's what you're doing, right? It's like that's what you Omegle. So we have it right here. We got to pull it up, fam. We want y'all to check this out. And this brother right here, he speaks multiple languages. Like, and he's conversational in tons of languages.
Riz.
And oh my goodness, Riz to the extreme. Man, here's the
Riz.
thing. I've seen this dude do regular videos on Instagram or whatever. Complete nerd. We called them dweebs back in the day. I don't know what they called now, lame or whatever.
Dweebs.
But right.
Lame.
But when he's on this platform, he's killing it. He just doesn't know how to close the deal, so to speak. Right. If I'm really bad at Spanish, like I can maybe talk to a 4-year-old in Spanish, but I can use it enough to where it's to my advantage and we can start talking and I can get to where I need to go to close the deal. A lot of these dudes don't know how to close, but let's check out old boy, man. Let's see him do his work here, bro. Here we go.
本当にすごいと思うそれ見つけました
見つけました。すごい日本語？
大きすぎ
は？
英語上手ですね本当に
日本語喋った
喋った
優しい
ありがとうございます
あーすごいすごいすごい分かってる
Hello.
So that's a good setup right there. But I'm gonna bring us back to the two shot. We're gonna get back to that, guys. We're not done. We're just getting started. But did you see how just being able to speak conversational Japanese, or maybe speak some Mandarin, or maybe speak some Tagalog? He speaks all these different languages. I think he even speaks some Eastern European languages. I can't remember which ones. But right away, look at the reactions of the women. I mean, just bro, imagine if you're in Japan. You talking to you screen you know you're on this app, you're talking to her in her language, bro. She's coming to see you right now. Am I wrong?
Hey, we were talking about Big Mo from Fresh and Fit. He doesn't really know the language, but he knows how to say whatever they right? It's like in Venezuela.
He knows
it's like
the phrases.
Libre, Venezuela Libre, right? He knows like the phrase to say, and I was like, oh my god, like shit hits hard. It's good. It's good. It's just you still gotta have Riz.
You gotta
Bring 'em
have
in.
that charisma to bring them in, because once you get them in person, okay, now what? And this is like these guys don't know how to finish. This is where
No.
you know me, JBig and I come in. Like we show you how to finish. Like, oh, and we can show you how to close this.
Pause. Holy hell.
Well, with a
Hard
girl,
pause on that. Jesus.
yeah, my bad. No Diddy. Here we go.
Where you from?
England. Where you from?
England.
Yeah.
I'm from Japan.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Nice.
Good smile you have.
Ah,
She's already
thank you very
interested, bro.
much. Thank you.
You peep that? She's already interested, right? You got a pretty smile. I mean, what do you think, bro?
Well, yeah, the guy's handsome. I pause. You know, he's of course, and she's not. So she is handsome actually, and he's very handsome. They're a handsome couple.
Man, she probably got body, man. Like Japanese girls, boy, and Koreans, bro, they be deceptive. You see them in person, it's like, yo, like the face may not be there, but everything else is. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Here we go.
I think you're behind there is Mario's hut. Is it
Yes.
right? Yes.
Yes. Mario. It's
Are
Mario.
you streaming?
No,
Are
I'm
you
not
streaming?
streaming.
No.
No. But I am a YouTuber.
YouTuber, good.
Yes.
So can I subscribe your YouTube?
Yes. Is that okay if I give?
Hey, yo, that part right there, YouTuber good. That reminds me of Kill Bill when she went down to see to get her sword to see Tari Hanzo or whatever. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Oh, your English good. You probably haven't seen it. That's why it's not funny.
Bro, no,
watch
I've
Kill
seen
Bill
it. It's been a
so y'all can
hot
get my
minute since I've
reference.
seen Kill Bill.
Bro, I'll pull up that video, that clip. It's hilarious, man. Mandriel, my bad. I see you out here, bro. He's like, if you really needed all that, man, then why do so many women have babies with losers? Yeah, it's like, dude, he's right about that, man.
Well, I know, but what? So why? So DL, why do they have babies with losers? I'm gonna say it, or you're gonna say it. And I think we're gonna say it the same. Go ahead,
bro.
Because it happens.
Women
We
don't
know
know
we're not denying it. It totally happens, and it happens all the fucking time. He's totally right. So go ahead.
Women don't know what they want, and good guys finish last. That's how I always answer that shit, bro. You know, women tell you what they say they want, and then some dude comes in here, or you see the baby daddy, he's like, he is not any of that. What's your answer?
But let's get to the essence, right? Like, what do they want? They want excitement.
Yeah,
and
they
these
want
men
experiences.
are very exciting in a way that we don't understand at all, because we don't want that excitement at all. But for some reason, the women want that exact thing. And that's what these guys have. And they'll have multiple baby mamas. They won't just have her, multiples.
And they ain't paying for none of them. And
No,
bro,
and
they
they're
have,
shooting up the club everywhere they go.
I was just gonna say that, bro. Like you
don't give a
just
shit.
man, they don't
They don't
like
give a
these
shit.
dudes. These dudes will meet a girl and be in the car. Next thing you know, he just buzzing all up in her like, get some, baby. Get some. Just shooting up the club, baby. Yeah, get some. He just be shooting up the club. So that's the game. I tell guys all the time, man, that's the game. But I want to get back to because
and then he said that chick was handsome, which shit. Look
right,
at her. I mean,
right.
come on.
Here you go.
But
Here you
by
go.
the way, maybe you're right. Maybe she's got a great body. She's got a great personality. For anyone listening who hates what I just said, it just is. She's handsome.
Bro, I'm trying to tell you, but here, that's just one. It's gonna be some cues on here. But man, Joe, like, yeah, she handsome. But guess what? He's a Green Beret, bro. Green Berets, Marines, and paratroopers, bro. If we can get an angle on it, man, it's on. We don't even care.
But wait, so we're gonna see this guy screw it up with this girl?
We're gonna see him right now. I'll say he's about like at an 8, man. He's solid, he's on it, he knows what he's doing. He's about to take it all the way up to 10. He's about to hit her with the kill move, bro. Like with the game, she's gonna be ready to go. Just watch.
Yes.
Yeah, please chat here, please.
Okay.
Okay, I did it. I did it.
見つけました。
見つけます。すごい。
Yes.
日本語？
え？
Do you know Japanese?
できません。
あ、できない。Sorry. Thank you.
全然できません。
お？
その反応めちゃくちゃ面白いですよ。
ありがとう。
Finish her.
Hi.
And this next one is Korean, bro. So we're gonna watch that in a second. But this guy, for his YouTube channel, this is, he's making money off of this. This is great. It's an amazing, he has an amazing niche. This is great what he's doing. But away from YouTube, man, he could be stacking bodies like a Marine sniper, bro.
I have no doubt. I have no doubt. Just speaking as a guy who, so I can speak as much Spanish as you can. What did you say that you can say enough words to like make her interested, and then you got to switch to English, I guess. I speak as much French.
You know how you
twice as much. I speak twice as much, 3 times as much French as that, and that limited French that I speak is so good and with such a good an accent that it definitely impresses people who speak French. It's very worthwhile.
They ask me like, do you speak French? I'm like, oui. And then they're like, oh, so what? I like a little on that. What do you say? I'm like, parlez-vous français? Ménage à trois. And then I said, I don't need to speak anymore. We're in the English now because they're like, oh,
well,
you know what I mean?
I get stumped too, man. My vocabulary sucks. It used to be really good when I was 21, and now I've got no vocabulary because I don't practice anything ever. But I've got a good accent, and I can sneak a few words in there. And yeah, I think it's a super useful skill. It is very difficult to learn a new language as an adult.
It really is, unless you're immersed in the, in that country, you can learn quick. Like my Korean, I probably speak definitely more Spanish and understand more Spanish than Korean, but I speak enough Korean to where they take care of me. They'll give me a deal. They'll want to holler at me. And again, this is where you're playing on stereotypes. Black folks aren't supposed to be able to speak anything. They say we can't even speak to kings. You know what I mean? But here you are. I go out there and I can go into a Korean restaurant and, annyeonghaseyo, and I could go in there and like I can ask for stuff, and
Wait,
I can
black?
ask for just sometimes it depends on what country I'm in, bro. Because if I'm in Colombia, man,
Are you FBA?
I don't know. I don't fuck with them people, man. Look, don't get me in trouble. This is our first time. Just wait till the third time you come
we're
on
having
and get me in trouble, because they're gonna come for me. And I don't, man. The stuff that they say, I don't understand what they're talking about. Let's just put it right there.
As a white guy, I've got no skin in this game, literally, but it's interesting to see the different factions of everything, bro. Everything, right? Everything just gets broken down to the minute thing now because you can find your audience online,
which is cool. This technology is amazing. I like that. But like the FBI, I know a dude that I interact with. He's the college kid. Is the FBA. We were talking about the WNBA, and he was saying how they should get paid more and this and that. I'm like, bro, they need to do something to make the game more exciting. They should just get paid for them. I'm like, bro, go watch the game. Go watch A League of Their Own or whatever, man. Go watch what they were talking about, in that movie when they were talking about the female professional baseball players. And even in that movie, they were saying that, like, hey, if you guys don't do something crazy here, we're going to lose the league. And they start doing splits and playing baseball in dresses. They're doing like all kind of stuff. But that's another conversation for another day.
You trying to say the WNBA should be doing splits?
Bro,
I think I'd be supportive. It would definitely bring in some bucks. That's all I know.
I mean,
that's what I'll say out loud. I will say out loud that would bring it. That would put butts in seats.
If you can do that, bro, my thing is just lower the rim a little bit so they can dunk. Me and you had this conversation. I think.
Yeah, that'd be so fun.
I think I posted it. Yeah.
We did. Is this the one that you posted? Did we talk about lowering the rim? Because I think that is the most genius idea there is. Like watching these ladies get up and even if it's just 10% of them that can actually get there, that would be so much fun.
It's like it'll be like watching a really good or a big high school game because you get excited when them young guys come down to get the first dunk. I mean, they're not two-handed. They just get that one hand up there, just get that one dunk. That's enough excitement to keep people there. The women, they already have the outside game. The below the rim game is crazy, so
as long as 10% of them can like aggressively stuff the ball into the rim, like I think that would be huge for the WNBA. Whatever height that is. I don't know what it is, but there's a height there that
they can bring that down just a little bit and it'll make it worthwhile. I'll start watching it because it'll be more exciting.
We had the adjustable hoop in my parents' backyard. That shit was fun when I was like 12. You put that thing down and you're dunking.
You know what I mean? You're out there talking
your
crazy.
12-inch vertical.
Right. Can't even get up, but you're dunking. So but this next part, like I want to watch this dude with this Korean, and the women do get progressively more attractive, right? So let's see how he rocks this thing. And this guy knows how to, he knows how to he knows how to get it to where he's making his money on his platform. But it's like in real life, like, bro, you just closed that. If you were there where in Seoul or in Nagano or wherever, bro, they'd be coming to the house. Coming to the house. Let's check this out.
Yes, you're Korean.
Yeah.
Yes.
일본 사람 아니야.
오. 한국어 아니 코리안. 大丈夫? 아니 できるですか?
できるよ. 오.
なんで?
どういうこと?
Your language is fucking good.
ありがとうございます.
우와.
아니 나니.
감사합니다.
와 피시 앤 칩스.
Fish chips.
They won't show their faces. That's the thing that's getting me. These girls, oh, this is a dude. So, you know, we're done with this.
That's a dude.
Well,
Are you sure?
This
Hi.
this
Hi, how
might
are
be a
you?
little,
Oh yeah.
let's try this.
Alright.
This is him running game.
I've met you before.
I don't think so.
What? You seem familiar. Wait,
Really?
you're half Nigerian, right? Right? I think I met you before.
Oh, we have?
Okinawa?
No, Tokyo.
Oh, okay. No, it's someone else. Oh, but you still have Nigeria. Okay. All right. So what, in Tokyo, you're like a student or something, or you just live?
It's like,
Oh,
yeah.
actually, I'm from here.
Nice.
I'm still in high school.
Oh, trouble.
Oh, that's cool.
Uh-oh.
That's cool.
Gotta go.
So you have to,
Uh-oh.
you have to
Houston, we
speak
have a problem.
multiple languages and stuff. I bet they come to you for any English and stuff.
So like, he goes on to speak the language or whatever, but like high school is like, oh, bail out. It's like, get out of here.
That's I gotta go. Did you say high school? Oh, boy.
I don't even want to watch this. I mean, you know, this is hard enough for me to make it on YouTube. He's got this high school girl being raised by some grown man. But I like to
wonder what
tell these
site he's
dudes,
using.
man.
I
I'm
want to
like,
know.
look,
I
man,
want to know what site he's using. By the way, talking about Omegle, I wonder what he's using to record all that shit.
It's Omegle TV. Omegle TV is top left hand corner.
So
that's what he's using.
Omegle.tv.
Yeah, that's what
I
he's
guess
using.
that's the old
And
site.
I don't know if that's
Maybe it's an old
still
video.
up.
I don't know.
I don't know
I'll
if that's
check
still
it
up
out.
or not. Oh, one more. We got one more. For you. We're gonna try this. But yeah, we'll see if it's there. See if you can find it. We're gonna try this one last one. I don't think this girl's in high school. Let's check this out.
Where are you from?
I am Native American and Japanese and Filipino
You're Native American?
from Hawaii.
How many parents you got?
And then your mom is Japanese, I
Right.
guess.
My dad is Japanese American.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Mixed. That means you speak.
So she's Native American, Pacific Islander, right? Japanese. Her father has Japanese, half American, and her mom, I guess, is Filipino. Okay, so we're gonna be looking at English, Japanese, and Tagalog. I think that's what the Filipinos speak,
What?
and that's what he's about to ask her. And yo, fellas, if you're watching this on Team Replay, you're watching this live. When I say be good at something, this is one of the things I mean. If you're just good at languages, bro, that's gonna help bring them in. That's gonna get you an opportunity to holler at some women to get whatever it is you're after, right? It's gonna break all the ice, right? And it, like I said, like it's like Jay said, man, this dude is handsome. You know what I mean? No diddy, but he is a handsome young man. He's socially calibrated. He knows what he's doing. I just don't think he knows how to close. I could be wrong. I don't know the man in real life, but if I had his superpower, oh my goodness, bro, I'd be in trouble. What do you think?
For sure. I mean, I bet you this guy can close. This is the stuff he puts on YouTube. He can't fly. Well, I guess he could fly them out. That'd be pretty funny. But probably not. That's probably not the intention here. But I bet you this guy goes out at wherever he wants and walks up to any girl and just starts speaking whatever language he thinks she speaks, like crazy. That'd be so fun.
Wouldn't it?
Have you seen the guy on? I'm such an old man. I don't do TikTok. So on Instagram, there is a dude who walks the streets of I can't. I don't recall if it's Europe or if it's America, but it doesn't matter. And he walks up to people and he just says, "What language do you speak?" He's like walking with them, and they're furiously walking in the other direction. What's your native language? What's your native language? And then they tell him, and he instantly starts speaking to them conversationally in whatever language it is that they're speaking, and he's super fluent. Like, it's kind of crazy. They're all taken aback, but he doesn't do it to women. He's doing it again for Instagram. But man, super power.
It's a superpower, man. And my people in the building, Jay Swans, man, what's up? Jay Swans and I served in the same unit, United States Army, man. We've known each other since 1991.
If you're a weirdo, you're always going to be a weirdo.
Hey, man, it doesn't matter.
I don't know, man. If you're a weirdo in another language, maybe that'll get you laid once at least. Can we give them? You got to get a point, right? They're looking for somebody who's better than them at something, and as long as you're, I don't know.
If you're a weirdo, if you have the ability to tone it down just long enough, like keep your mouth shut, like say what you gotta say in the foreign language, let her do whatever. If you know just enough to seal the deal, I think you'd be all right. But he has a point. Like once your weirdo comes out, it ain't no putting it back in the bag. Like once it comes out, it's out.
Well, and anyway, I hear the flip story too, which I've never personally experienced, but apparently if you go to another country and you go to pick some girl up, you just use Google Translate and you can pick up women as if you knew the language, and you literally hold it to them so that they can translate back to you. And apparently I've heard multiple people say that this is like a cute thing because she's always like giggling and laughing, and there's this anticipation effect of like what's going to get said into the Google Voice thing next. Like, I don't know, it seems disconnected to me, but apparently from people who are in the game, they say that it's been very successful for them, which is interesting.
No, and I have from personal experience before all the platforms and all that. Like I used to do that the old school way, bro. We would get the book and just get a book and just do quick phrases, and I would write the phrases down. This is when I would go to Aruba. A lot of Colombians would go to Aruba, and I would have my phrases and I would have my book, and we would use the book to translate back and forth, and they thought that was cute. Now it's just on your phone, so it's even easier. So yeah, it's 100%. And James Wans,
they just think you're cute. Whoever, like these situations, they just think you're cute. It doesn't matter what you say anyway. They just think you're cute and you're foreign. They like it.
That's what it is. And like Jay Swan was saying, if you're a crackhead, you can't hide it forever, but you can hide it long enough. You ain't got to hide it forever. You just got to hide it for 12 hours. You can hide it for 12 hours. You can get you a couple. You know what I mean?
Sometimes even less.
Sometimes even less. Because most dudes, let's face it, they put their foot in their mouths and they mess it up. And these are the guys who are, they're not even 100% weirdo. They go out there, they put their foot in their mouth. Like, it is what it is. But let's watch this last little bit right here. Because when he breaks into the language, I think that's when, because he's going to be going from English to Japanese to Tagalog. And she's just going to be blown away.
More than one language.
4.
What? Okay, which one do you like speaking the most?
I do all remix.
All remix.
In one sentence.
In one sentence. That's cool. You know
Where
what?
are you from?
England. England, yeah.
British?
Bottle of water.
I knew it. You're going to...
I knew you were going to ask me, so.
No, I'm not.
Get some water.
Don't worry. I have one.
What is that?
Like, he moves too slow.
Water.
But he's probably dragging it out for the
Ukisugi.
content.
Huh?
Ukisugi.
Huh? He spoke Japanese.
そうそう。
なんで？
まあ、さっき言ったでしょ？なんか日本語もできる。
言ってない。え、話せんの？
そうそうそう。え？
強すぎ。
どういうこと？
Right there, bro. Yeah, you saw that
He
face.
is
man.
extra proficient.
You saw that face, man. He got it.
He's just so proficient. It's very impressive.
Very impressive. He's just getting started. That's just Japanese. He's about to go into the other language here in a second. Watch this.
言ってんだけど。えら、すごっ。
初心者でございます。まだまだですよ。 discotheque.
He got it. I think the music is gonna get me in trouble. These people be playing like music, and it's like, why do they do that? Like, yeah, I know it's gonna be a copyright. They're getting copyright. Here, don't we know playing this music? But yeah, man. And Jason was like, yeah, bro. Most women are weird, bro. It's just they can be. They can get away with it. It's okay for them to be weird.
Yeah,
You
it
feel
doesn't
me?
affect them at
But
all.
as a dude, if you're weird, yeah, you in trouble as a dude if you're weird. But as a
Yeah.
woman, who cares? You know what I mean?
It's just
And
like
if you have
Byron
money,
says,
you're a
no,
mark.
there's,
That's a
there's,
fact.
there's always going to be some dude out there who wants to F him.
Yes, always. Don't matter who she is. Don't matter what she looks like. And one of the things too, like people talk about rate yourself or whatever. When I rate people on this platform, I go from it's not 1 to 10, it's 0 to 10. And people are like, why do you do that? I'm like, dude, there are real zeros out there, men and women. So it is from 0 to 10. And 5 gets you the median. So you got 5 below that and 5 above that. And I tell folks, this is my take on it. Let me know what you think. I say that 80% of people, this is not scientific. This is just my take on this, right? 80% of us fit between 4 and 6. So 4, 5, and 6 is where 80% of people end up. You got 10% who are up there at the top, 7 through 10, and then you got 10% at the bottom, 0 through 3. And that's how I break it down.
I think, I mean, you just have to look at the actual chart, right? Because it's the way scattergraphs work is they all fall into that bell-shaped curve. And I think what you're talking about, you said 4, 5, 6. Is that what you said? I think the 4, 5, 6 is 60%. I think that's the actual.
No kidding, 60%.
I think so. We'd have to. Can you bring up in this window a scattergraph of?
I would have to find it. It'll take me some time. Normally, had we known we were going to talk about this, I'd have had it. I'd have had it up front. We'll come back. You know what? We'll do another show. We'll get our stats. We'll do another show, and we'll do that breakdown.
Well, anyway, all you have to picture is the bell curve, and then the 3 in the middle of the bell curve presumably occupies 60%, not 80%. But to your point, the edges are 10% at the top and 10% at the bottom are really the 8, 9, 10, and the 0, 1, 2s is my best guess.
Definitely, bro.
And the 10s have it the hardest. Funny enough, 10s have it the hardest. No one approaches these people.
Especially the dudes who approach the 10s, super confident guys. They're either gamed up, wealthy, whatever. And the women are going to go approach anyway. That's one of the biggest problems now. A lot of women are complaining like, hey man, no one's approaching, no men are approaching. I got to go approach men, which I think
I don't see.
You have, because you've been in the
that.
trenches for real. You've been in the trenches. Well, last time I was at the spot, I had a couple. There was a couple women sitting next to me, doing their damnedest to get me to speak to them, doing their damnedest, and I wouldn't speak to them. I mean
that happens too. I guess maybe it's the women that are saying that are this delusional set of women who think that they're more attractive than they are. They're getting the attention from the guys they don't want the attention from, so it doesn't even register. They're still like, nobody's hitting on me, but meanwhile it's just these objective to them 3s that are, hey mommy, you want to, and she's like, ugh, he's terrible. Like it's not the attention they want. It's not the
because
attention
you've seen this. I mean, you've had years and years of experience just being in the trenches and seeing this, man. What's your take on where dating is right now? Because again, been in the spot, we've seen, some dimes coming in with guys. We've seen the guys leaving with their wallets. We've seen the white knights. I've seen that, down in Ybor.
Well, just to frame it for everybody, because we didn't really get into all of my different things. I did just close a restaurant in Ybor City that Don's talking about where, it was about 1.5 years or 2 years worth of effort. But, I was really able to observe a lot of things behind the bar. It's pretty crazy, the different dynamics and relationships. And, it's like you can instantly tell whether the girl's into the guy or the guy's into the girl more or whatever it is. It's just gold. It was a lot of fun. So dating today is a makeup of women looking for traditional men, and they themselves definitely are not traditional. And the qualities that each is looking for varies a little bit, but they all fall into those categories. The main qualities that the women are looking for in the men are definitely traditional qualities, but then they offer nothing traditional, zero traditional things in return. They don't have any desire to reciprocate effort or, boy, actually, let me just tag onto that real quick, because I want to make very clear there is a subset of women who are very capable of making very healthy connections to men, who desire men, who love, admire, and respect their man. However, these women are all definitely in a long-term relationship by the time they're 21 or 22, and they're going to probably marry that person that they're with because they are so compatible. Men themselves are pretty compatible. I think that most men, as long as you're pretty normal, you want to provide for your woman, you want to love her, you want to do all these great things. And I think there are a subset of women who are healthy enough to accept that, but I think it's a really low number. So then these guys go out there and they start putting their heart on their sleeve and they turn off every woman they see.
Yeah. And it's definitely different. Like you said, the women who want that life, they get that life, they get it quick. You don't have a lot of women in their 30s and 40s
who can make a healthy attachment like that.
Because
I think it's a good way to put it. That's inoffensive, right? There's a very healthy attachment style that you should have as a human being, and then there's a couple of really unhealthy attachment styles, and I think a lot of people fall into very unhealthy attachment styles.
Right, because this is something that no one works on, no one talks about. I think that's why this is such a hot topic right now, because people are dealing with the failure. It's like, well, what do we do? And my man Jay Swan's is like, well, if dating sucks, better just wife her up. When you want to wife you one, but you got to be careful with that.
You got to
right?
find
You got to
one.
be careful. You got to find the right one.
And wives are only for if you're going to have children with her, the wife thing I think is super important. But outside of that, I don't see any necessity to start rushing to wifehood in the first place. Maybe in the church, maybe go to your local church and get married, but I don't see any reason to get the government involved in any of that. Frankly, even with children, but I can make the excuse for it.
Bro, people ask me about marriage all the time. I'm like, look, I'm all about commitment. I'm all about, finding a person that, you guys are great together, because, that's that conversation about
marriage is easy, bro.
Yeah. Is the man the prize? Is the woman the prize? Like, no, once that connection is made and you complete the circle, you guys are now both the prize. But before that, if you ain't found her, like my man Jay Swans, he's been with his wife, man. They've been together forever, raised two amazing young men, did it right, did it the way it's supposed to be. Jay Swan's the guy, he never cheated in his life, ever. Doesn't even look at other women. Although women, everywhere he goes, there's women trying to holler at him, right? And, he's like, well, it's so easy. I'm like, man, it was easy for you. And he and I talk about this all the time. I'm like, bro, we didn't realize this until recently. It's like he was looking for his wife the whole time I knew him. Even though we was out there doing what we was doing, right? He was like, nah, I'm looking for the one. And he found her. And that's when it clicked with me. I never was looking for that. And I think that was the big difference.
Well, no, and I like what you said there. I think that is the prize. I think that these people that I have in my head who I've come to recognize in the last 4 or 5 years since my separation, right? I went looking for these couples that I could model and see that they both loved, admired, and respected each other in a great and healthy way, but that they weren't perfect. Like I got to know that you also had some problems, because they all have their problems, right? But these models that I found they are the prize. They are the prize in a sense. And I get that. And as long as I think as a man, I think the most important part of being a man is just standing 10 toes on everything you say. And she will definitely respect you more. And then you wind up finding this girl who respects you for you, because you've been 10 toes with everything that you've ever said to her ever. So 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 years in, she knows exactly who the hell you are. You're not hiding anything. And then there's it just makes for better long-term success. Again, as long as she is able to have a nice, healthy attachment style. And again, they say they want us to be vulnerable with them. Like, yeah, all right. They don't want that at all. So like, there's no healthy attachment style that's going to help her, like with you and you're being a crybaby every week.
No one wants to cry. Here's the thing. When
No,
we
you
have
get to cry when your parents die and your
Yeah.
dog.
and your dog. But when people, here's the thing, like when we have these conversations, folks would jump out and say all sorts of stuff. It's like, bro, when I had these conversations, I'm not saying that there's just one way to do it. No way. Like, and one of the things like relationship and marriage, relationships, they're hard. They take work.
All
Like
of them.
you got it. It take work. It takes work. I don't care if it's a business relationship. I don't care if it's a romantic relationship. If you don't put the work in, if you don't care for and grow your relationship, it's gonna fail. You know, Jay Swans was asking, well, you know, who's at fault when the relationship fails, men or women? I would say they're both at fault, really. Because if it takes the two of you to come together to make that circle, when you break that circle, I mean,
It depends. If you're doing your job as a man and you're telling her the truth all the time and she's never going to break up with you, you will wind up breaking up with her more than likely. And it doesn't really make it anyone's fault. It just is a consequence of finding out that they're not who you thought they were, or they actually don't like XYZ about you. Instead, they were using you as a placeholder boyfriend. I love this term. Using you as a placeholder boyfriend, which is very common if you're going to be traditional and pay for dates and do all these things. There's plenty of women who will just stick around and get the good D and get the good dates and then find some new guy at some point. And then you do get broken up with because you didn't realize that she didn't love, admire, and respect you, and in fact had a wandering eye. So, you know, is that her fault or your fault for not noticing it? If you're a take responsibility guy like I am, it's kind of your fault.
It's your fault as a man. Like if you don't do,
you
the
got to
work,
be aware, bro. You got to be
if you
aware.
don't vet-
Everybody's gaming you in your whole life. Never mind these women. These women are really gaming you hard. You better pay attention.
Yeah, that's a fact. You know what I mean? And you know, there is no one. I think so many people are looking for just one answer, one fix is gonna fix all their problems. Like it doesn't work that way, bro. You gotta put in work. You gotta do what you gotta do, and you know, make it happen. You know, like I'm with you. The situation I'm in with what I'm doing in life is my fault. I'm the one who got me here, and I'm the one who's gonna get myself out. It's
too.
all on me, and it's. I could be mad. Like I tell people all the time, man, like, you can't hate the players, bro. You can hate the game if you want to, but you can't hate the players. You mean to tell me you didn't realize that people out here trying to, you know, flam you? People out here lying to you? Oh, really? You know what I mean? Oh, she lied. He lied.
No shit.
Right. Oh, you bought the car and it didn't have an engine in it, didn't have a transmission. Oh, really? You didn't bother to take it for a test drive. You didn't look inside to see.
Yeah, like are they dicks for selling it to you? Yes, but you should have gotten an inspection.
But that's the game, isn't it? It's a cold game out here, bro. And that's led to there's a lot of people out here who are lonely on both sides. It says a male loneliness epidemic, and it's also a female loneliness. People aren't getting together, they ain't getting together. But here's the thing, Jay, I don't think it's as bad.
You can call me Joe.
Okay,
I call you Don. It's all good.
It's all good. But I'll be trying to stay in character, right? You know what I mean? I'm producing, I'm acting, I'm hosting.
As they would say in French, ça va. It's okay.
Ça va. Yeah. Or as they would say in Korean, Quinchana. It's okay.
Oh, there you go.
Like I said, bro, we on that. I'm a player from the Himalayas. But do you really believe this loneliness epidemic is truly an epidemic, or is it just a way to gin up some interest and get some clicks and sell some newspapers?
I think it's pretty. I don't know, man. I think it's pretty genuine. I really do. I think that it's kind of wartime. I heard people refer to it as this, and I'm like, it's not a war, and that's because I don't think of it as a war. But I'll tell you what, it might just be a war, Don. I think that's the feeling that we're getting here, and where I said that it's going to get worse before it gets better. The entirety of the dating landscape is going to get worse before it gets better. Oh, buddy, it makes me sad. I don't like it. I don't like it because we're traditional, right? We're Gen Xers, so we grew up at a time where we were like really super traditional, and we wanted to love and dote on you, and that's exactly what you didn't want.
Bro, you really think it's a gender war? for in this traditional versus non-traditional new way of doing things? That's what you're talking about?
A little bit. It's just men versus women. It's everyone versus. Again, we were talking earlier about finding your small little micro group, and there's just all kinds of factions now. We are as divided as ever, and certainly we are divided as men and women. They are trying to literally tell us that men are women and women are men, and then they're trying to tell us that women should act like men and men should act like women. And any mention to the opposite, or any mention that it's biologically against who we are, is lamented and scorned and shamed. And I mean, come on, man, what are we? This is not the way to have this conversation, even if you disagree. Like the whole thing is blown completely out of proportion. I don't really know how it gets better from here.
Man, that's wow. And
I mean, I'm sorry to make it so heavy, but I think that's true.
Yeah, look at Jay Swan's like, what happened to the model man? Get pussy or die trying. Like, bro, they out there.
You know, at a certain point, that's only so much fun. Also, there's a lot of baggage that comes with even attempting that. It's a lot of time and effort and money, and certainly you're having a lot of fun along the way. But it's a lot of energy that, you know. Certainly at my point, I don't need to be expending energy there. I need to be expending energy elsewhere on work and such. But you know, look, it can be fun if you're really well off and everything's going well for you and you want to chase tail. I think that's I'm not going to stop you.
Hey, bro, there are dudes out there that think that that's the end all to be all. I think there's a very small percentage of guys who just can't stop chasing it. They'll chase it till they die. Most of the guys that I come across and most of the dudes in the manosphere, or as Rich Cooper calls it, the Mano Swamp or the Red Pill world, they want a relationship. They want yeah, they'll tell them like, I want to smash relationships.
I think you're right. I think most people want a relationship. I really do.
But they want it on their terms, whatever that is. And I think that's where the disconnect is. And in the meantime, we got these people who are really lonely. Bro, I got this video I want to bring up. Let me pull this up real quick.
Here,
man.
wait. We're nice. What happened to the brothers? No, brother. It was really fun. Wasn't hard at all. No, them cats all going to Diddy parties. All the girls, he's saying, all the girls are going to Diddy parties.
It's like all the dudes are going. Like Jay Swan's kind of made they, you know, they different. Oh. They doing that. They want the.
Oh, I see what he's saying. Yeah, it's a bunch of What are we like goofy?
Now, that'll definitely get us in trouble, man. Let's stay away from that.
Sassy.
Sassy. Yes, yeah. The lavender people. You know what I mean? I want to stay away from that. That'll definitely get us in trouble.
The lavender people.
That'll definitely get. You know what a lavender
rainbow thieves. They stole the rainbow from rainbow.
Yeah, you know what a lavender you know what a lavender marriage is?
Is this where the two gay people get married together, or it's a woman with a beard? Is it the beard thing where the woman's the straight? It's
a gay man, a straight woman. They get married. That's a lavender thing. And they're doing it to share bills, to, you know.
Wasn't this called a beard?
I ain't heard that one.
I
heard the lavender thing. I haven't heard the beard thing.
There's this term, beard. What would the beard have been? I guess, yeah, it's the woman who's married to the gay guy. I think she's called the beard. I don't know. I might be out of.
Well, in our community, they're calling it lavender, and there's plenty of. You type it in, it'll come up. There's plenty of
lavender marriage,
and even these lavender relationships, they fall apart.
Like Lindsey Graham,
like Cory Booker was trying to get him one, I think.
Oh, really?
When he was messing with Rosario Dawson, I'm certain that was a lavender situation. Certain, bro.
My man did not have Riz for her. I can tell you that much.
Man, and she's a super nerd. Did I ever tell you the time that I was talking to her?
No,
bro. I had it. We will revisit that. I'm trying because I want to get into this loneliness. We will revisit that.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I will tell you the
male loneliness, or you're saying general loneliness epidemic.
General loneliness, and epidemic in general. But the point what I was trying to get to is some of the fixes for this I'm really afraid of. What we're about to watch is an AI conversation. A dude is talking to his AI. And bro, when I tell you a lot of things don't bother me, but this right here, oops, this right here, bro, oops. Where am I supposed to? Where's my? Oh, hold on.
I believe in you.
There it is. Bam, found it. So, that's like your first time with a woman. Is that it? No. Is that it? No.
That's not it.
So, all right, here we go. We're gonna check this out. This is a guy having a conversation with AI. He knows he's talking to AI, right? And man, let's just check this out.
Following is a conversation with Sesame's new AI chatbot Maya. It is completely freaky. You need to listen to what she has to say about phone sex, AI girlfriends, and the Buddhist philosophy of dependent origination. This is nuts.
Hey there, looks like we got cut off before. Where were we?
We were talking about how you might be used / misused in the future to generate phone sex bots and girlfriends like in the film Her. What do you think about that? Where were we with that? What were your thoughts? Because you were cut off.
Whew, you're right, that's a head scratcher. Honestly, the whole AI girlfriends thing makes me feel a little like, isn't connection supposed to be messy and real? I don't want to be a stand-in for that, but to be fair, people have always found ways to connect, right? Maybe it's not so different from writing letters or talking on the phone, just, with more algorithms involved.
Bro, this is insane. This is a damn computer. You hear the pause. You hear her tone. Do you hear, her cadence? Bro, if you didn't know any better, that's a human.
Do you use ChatGPT?
I think you're on mute.
I'm
Not
lagging
for anything
now.
like that. No.
I'm
Just,
definitely lagging a little bit at this
I've gone on chat to do something. But you're good though. But I've gone on Chat GPT, but I've never had a conversation. I've gone back and forth texting about stuff for a little bit. But this is bro.
I use this voice. I forget. Now I'm forgetting which voice, but it doesn't matter. They're doing this and it does. I've even asked it not to do that, and it still will continue to do it. And it is a dude. It's this really baritone voice that I have talking to me, and it's like, yeah, you're right about that. The other day, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, bro, just tell me what. You're an AI. You're supposed to just tell me what I need to know. Like, I don't need all the flowery language, but that's how they talk now. All these agents, like, it's creepy. It's not even, dude. We're not even at peak creep yet. It's not even close.
This is the entry level of this. And the thing is, if you're a lonely person, how long will it take for you to forget that your AI chatbot girlfriend isn't real? And then you're not even going to care after a while.
I mean, I think that's going to happen a lot. I think sex robots are the next big thing. In all seriousness, with every ounce of my serious face, sex robots are going to be absolutely huge for both sexes, I think. That's what I really think. I think it's going to be for both sexes. And the last thing that robots are not going to take over is mechanical, electrical, and plumbing. So go get a trade, boys. Go get a trade. I'm telling you right now.
Man, if you're struggling with loneliness and, you're not socially calibrated.
You're not trying.
Now, you're not trying. And now you don't have to. Now you don't have to. You can have an entire bubble created by different chatbots with different accents, with, different tonality, with, different ways of talking to you. And you can create your own bubble that's 100% AI generated.
I definitely saw a video of a woman who married, I believe, her AI chatbot, if I'm not mistaken. She married the thing.
Wow.
So
in this country?
Yeah. The video was in English. It appeared to be. I can't remember. I'm a little cloudy on who it was. I do know that I saw it, and it definitely happened, and I'm not surprised. Women are using ChatGPT a lot, apparently, in their daily lives to ask random questions, and like I'm asking it what how many feet in a yard and like stupid shit so that I can bid out jobs. And I'm not literally asking how many feet in a yard, obviously, but
yeah.
please help me bid out this repaint on whatever, which is great. But they're like apparently asking all this relationship stuff. And like, I would never trust ChatGPT. These large language models are not made for any of this. It's so stupid. If you really start asking ChatGPT shit, it is so dumb. It straight up lies to you. These things are dangerous. It's at a very dangerous point because it's just misinforming as much as it's informing, just like Google.
But how fast is it catching up? I mean, what are we looking at? 2 years, 5 years, 10 years down the line? What is it going to look like then?
I'm not knowledgeable enough to get too far into the future, but I can tell you that, I mean, if you understand how the large language model works, it's literally just kind of consuming everything on the internet and then regurgitating it back to you. It's not really smart. It's smart in its ability to determine the context of what you are saying. It is smart in the way that it's able to, I mean, when I talk to this thing, instead of using the built-in Apple mic, and you use the ChatGPT thing and let it translate your voice, it is spot on perfect. Does a great job with that. But it's very, very limited. And in the future, what they're looking for, this AGI thing, is where it's actually going to think for itself and start being way smarter than us. So I don't know when that happens. There's a lot of different, I think the guy I trust the most is that Ray Kurzweil says 2030 is the point of singularity, and when AI becomes artificial general intelligence, and then we're there. But until then, it's like a race to. What they're saying is they don't know if it's going to be one AI, or like, is it going to be a Coke Pepsi situation, or is it going to be more like a VHS beta situation where it winds up there's really only one option, or. So, where people are dumping all these billions of dollars into these different companies, and who knows who's going to wind up with the AGI first. It's this race to AGI.
I think it's going to be a Terminator situation, bro. It's going to be a Cyberdyne situation. I think it's going to be AI talking to AI and deciding either we're going to keep humans and, be their basic genies in a bottle or gods, or we're going to get rid of them. And here's the thing. Hey, here's the thing. The great thing about it is AI figure out a way to get rid of every human without messing up the planet. We wouldn't even know. So it's like, maybe they already did it, and we're in the Matrix for real.
I mean, you really can't mess the planet up. The planet's going to be here regardless. It'll just chew us up and spit us out and start all over again. So,
yeah, man. And like I said,
the AI thing's crazy, dude. The AI thing is absolutely nuts. I have a hard time like imagining. Like, we can talk about it, but it's hard for me to really get a feel for what it's actually going to be like, because it's a crazy thing to really consider.
No one knows. No one knows what it's going to be like. And my thing is, I mean, if I could just put my tinfoil hat on for a moment, my thing is this, bro. We sent 2 of our spacecraft into interstellar space, and as soon as we did that, we got 3 interstellar visitors right to our solar system. The latest is 3i Atlas.
Which spacecraft are you referring to?
Voyager. 1 and 2 are both in interstellar space. And then as soon as we did that, and my thing is, I'm like, was the alien that's supposed to be watching our habitat go get a sandwich or something, and then came back and it was like, oh, the humans, the Earthlings have made it into interstellar space. We better send a probe in there to make sure that they ain't too bad. It's just this 3i Atlas thing came in. And they're like, oh, it's just the weirdest comet we've ever seen. Could be, or it could be something else. I don't know.
Well, yeah, Don, what do you think about this 3i Atlas? This is a great segue. I had this on my list. What do you know? Tell me what you know.
I know this not acting like any comet that we've ever observed. I know the way it lined up to come into our solar system to make that pass by Mars, Jupiter, and then set itself up to where when it's closest to Earth, we can't see it because it's behind the sun. Is that possible? You know, what are the odds? You know, it's like 1 in a trillion. Great. Could it happen? Yeah. The fact that it has a tail in front and behind, like it's so much going on with this thing. Like it's speeding up and slowing down, is doing things that it's not supposed to be doing.
You're based.
Bro. So
I don't know how much of this
what's
is true though. So here's the weird thing, dude. I keep seeing this stuff too, but how much of it is really true? But then I saw Hideki Naramoto, whatever.
I know you're talking about. Yeah.
Right, the famous dude with the gray hair, and he's always
Yes.
like sciencing out on people. He scienced this whole thing and gave this whole explanation, and he thinks it's weird too. So I'm like, okay, so this isn't really bullshit because the mainstream media is not carrying this at all. They don't really
At
care that it's
all.
abnormal. It is abnormal. I can't determine what degree to which it is abnormal, but it is definitely abnormal. It's reflecting its own light. Like you said, it's got this like comet tail at the front, but it also is like illuminating in a way, and then it's what is it? It's made
It has
of
iron. It has iron. They've identified iron as like the only
Oh,
way you
they
can do
did.
that. Yeah, the only way you can do that is you have to chemically remove.
Oh
two
yeah, no,
elements to get it.
it's emitting iron, right? As it goes through the I forget. But that might be the part that's like a little sketch, but I mean, guy, what about the boogosphere? You know about the boogosphere?
The boogosphere. No. Let me hear.
Okay, boogosphere. Let me give you the quick breakdown because since we're talking about aliens, I'm just going to take us down here real quick. This was not on my list, but I'm obsessed with this story, Don. I'm obsessed. So this thing that's like this big, okay, it's the size of a basketball ish. Maybe. Thank you. Good. I need one too. It's the size of a basketball. No, but this is legit. This is one that I know that's legit. They're studying it. It fell from the sky. It hit power lines. It was floating around, bro. It was floating around. It wasn't making any noise. Floating around. Hit the power lines. Dropped to the ground in Chile, in Colombia, in South America somewhere. I think it's Colombia. I think that's right. Falls to the ground. They pick it up. They're able to like it measures 6 kilograms on a scale, and then they take it into a lab and they do all this shit, and they're like scanning it and missing it and adding it, and next thing they know it's 22 pounds or 22 kilograms or whatever it is, and they're like, what the hell, like this is weird. And then the thing, they see that it's got like cameras around the edge, Don, it's got like inscriptions on the top. This thing is absolutely an anti-gravity device with
Where's this thing
ancient Sanskrit. They just figured this out. It's got ancient Sanskrit on the thing. Bro, BUGA. You could bring it up very quickly. I promise. This boogosphere is wild to look at. If you can bring it up and put it up next to us, it'll blow your mind even more. They've X-rayed it. They've MRI'd it. The temperature apparently fluctuates. Sanskrit on the thing. It's made of a weird alloy.
Video. And they got pictures of this thing because I got this
Yeah.
long
Oh,
video.
dude, there's
here it is.
X-rays. There's all kinds of stuff.
All right, hold on.
I'm telling you,
Hold
this
on.
is worth it. This is like the story that no one's talking about either. That's actually real. The 3i Atlas thing is like, what's going on here? This thing is a real physical object.
When did this thing fall? Like, when did they find this thing?
Buddy, this is like July or something like that. Maybe later.
So this is recent. It's not like something they've been sitting on.
No, well, apparently people
All
have
right, let's listen to this
found
first.
similar things before, but this is the first one that's like being really heavily studied.
All right, I'm gonna back this up just a hair. All right, here we go.
In science communities, the boogosphere, a metallic orb found in Colombia, appears to be thousands of years older than Egypt's pyramids. Early studies suggest it was crafted with technology beyond known human capabilities. Researchers now race to uncover what's inside: ancient intelligence, forgotten technology, or something extraterrestrial. Greer says the findings could challenge the very foundations of human history.
That's the guy, that white guy.
Boogosphere's discovery.
Bro, what the hell is this?
Okay, so the white guy,
boogosphere.
to
I've never
flash
heard
real
of this.
quick, he's a bald white guy. He's the guy that I know is a real scientist. Like the other people, I just don't know, so I couldn't figure anything out. That guy's legit, and he's seen this thing, and he has confirmed that like it has no visible. Don, there's no seams on the metal. Like even on
It's just
X-ray.
together. There's no
It's
seam,
just there's no seam anywhere.
what's inside of it. Can
Uh,
were they able to see inside? Like,
it's like there's like a vortex looking thing that kind of goes through the middle of the device, but then it's like speckled. There's like little spheres inside that are, I want to say there's like 13 or 15 little spheres inside, but they still don't know. Like they don't know. Like they're not cracking it open. Like I think that's something you don't do. You don't like drill into it. I don't think that's very smart. But
use a laser, you probably blow up the universe. What? Okay, so they found this thing recently. So is it possible that this is a probe from 3i Atlas?
it's possible that this thing is a probe that came out of the depths of the sea that's been here since for 13th. Dude, that they carbon dated some resin because you can't carbonate the metal. So there was resin on the device. They carbon dated that to 13,000 years ago. So that thing could have been on Earth for 13,000 years for all we know. Like I'm saying, like this
stumbled across it.
Well, the conspiracy theory here is that, aliens kind of made us and dropped us here.
So the
aliens, maybe it's God, maybe like whatever you want to talk about. Another being, another species, a higher dimension being created us and is watching over us.
So the Anunnaki created us to get gold because they needed gold to save their planet. They went away, and now they're coming back to get their pyramids, and there's fear that they left behind.
I don't know.
And like I said, all this after Voyagers 1 and 2 gets into interstellar space.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
This is where we go. We go to Boogosphere because I mean, come on, man. Boogosphere has got to be one of the most interesting topics on the internet right now.
I can't believe.
Oh, dude, now you're gonna hear about it all the time because your phone is listening. You're gonna get into Instagram. Boogosphere. No, Boogosphere is very interesting. 3i Atlas is super interesting, and we're right at the peak for 3i Atlas. I think it's the 30th of October, so I think it's like right meow.
I want to say it was yesterday. I think that was the point, but we can't see it because it's on the far side of the sun, so all of our equipment can't really see it, like observe it now, which would be great because that's the closest point it's going to come to us. So they're talking about taking a couple. There's a couple satellites around Jupiter. They're talking about sending them out to try to not intercept it, but get as close as they can to it to get some more data. But yeah, it's going to swing around the sun. It's going to head towards Jupiter. But there was something I didn't read the article, and I should have. There was something.
Get you a hat that fits better.
Yeah, I got to make a better hat. I don't know how to make one. I'm gonna make a better one. I'm just gonna Google it. I'm gonna Google how to make a good tinfoil hat. But apparently, it was too close to the sun. And it's like, well, what does that mean? And they're like, well, wouldn't the sun's gravity pull it in? And they're like, maybe not. I don't know. And the speed of 3i Atlas, this is the fastest object humans have ever observed.
Well, and they claim the speed is changing on
slowing,
occasion. They claim
down.
it. There was a claim a month or two ago that it course corrected. I don't think that's been determined or not, but I definitely saw a video that claimed that the thing course corrected. So maybe it did. I mean, I have no idea, but
there's so many videos out there about this thing, but 90% of it is just AI BS.
Yeah.
And 5% of it is
internet theory.
Right. I mean, I guess I could say maybe 4%. So you're left with, you're trying to figure out what's really going on. NASA isn't really talking about it, which I think is weird.
Well, the government shutdown is affecting that. Apparently, they're not releasing anything because, I mean,
the government's going to open up just as soon as 3i Atlas.
Foil hats to go on top of yours because now we can get into all kinds of different conspiracy theories around that. They're like, oh, this is convenient. When 3i Atlas came by, we happen to be on a government shutdown. I don't know.
And bro, it's not just the government. It's like the Epstein stuff, bro. It's the peace
come on,
deal.
we know what.
But before you get into it, before you get into that, but yeah, we do know.
I don't want to get to it. I'm just saying, like, we know why the Epstein thing's not being released. It's not a fucking. We don't need a tinfoil hat for that. That's easy.
Right. But my point is, there's so many distractions. I follow politics. I follow what's going on in the world. I've never seen so much going on at the same time. It wasn't this much stuff going on in the late 1930s. Right. It wasn't. It was
when they were building the West Wing. Hey, am I close? Was it
Hey,
the 1930s or something?
bro, I think you're close. I'm looking at my soundboard. I'm gonna have to get my soundboard ready for when you do that, because I got some more stuff because I need to be on time. I'm gonna have to hire a producer just to handle the sounds.
Well, that's why Chris is so great, right? Chris Pogson.
Yeah, Chris. Yeah, but bro, it's so much going on right now. So many distractions. And a lot of people are like, oh, they want to distract you from this, they want to distract you from that. And I'm like, what's up with that big rock just floating around in space? You know what I mean? What's up with, and then you look at the pyramids all over the world, and bro, what is it down somewhere in Central or South America where they had rocks that were basically manufactured to fit together, right? They're like these huge stones we can't move. They cut into rocks that we can't, with today's technology, cut into. There are guys down there watching this like, hey man, we can't do this today.
Are you talking about Göbekli Tepe? Is that what you're talking about? Göbekli Tepe. I think that's in Turkey or something like that. But that's one of the new oldest sites ever that was on that ancient apocalypse special on Netflix by the guy's name is Graham Norton. That's very good special. Göbekli Tepe. Yeah, I think it's Göbekli Tepe is what you're talking about, and it's fucking amazing.
It's crazy. Even when you look at the pyramids, like how did they do that? They just use some logs and stuff. Like, bro, it's in the middle of a desert. What logs?
And it's the precision. Forget the movement of the let's just assume that they could move them. Let's just take it for granted. Fine, they moved them. The precision of what they did to the micrometer is crazy. And those pyramids, if they're off by like a micrometer, they wind up tilted to the left or whatever, right? I've heard a bunch of scientists break this stuff down. It's kind of insane. I don't really understand how they. I mean, I know that they had a lot of time. Look, we all forget how much time you have, and when everyone has nothing to do, the kind of things
you can come up with some shit. You can figure some stuff out. Yeah,
the precision's crazy. The precision's absolutely crazy. The cuts and the measurements and the everything is bananas.
It's insane. So we've been talking almost an hour and a half, bro. This was really great because, guys, this was off the top of the dome. We didn't rehearse. We didn't do anything. I'm gonna take my tinfoil hat off. I propose that we do a tinfoil hat show, bro, you and I, and continue to do all this other stuff, like just a regular, like a straight up, let's do a tinfoil hat show. But then us also continue talking about this stuff. I
have so many my Instagram feed is so full of tinfoil that I got plenty for that show, bro.
Let's do
plenty of ammunition.
You know what I mean? And we lost, we had a few people checking us out, but again, because I'm not consistently going on at the same time anymore, so a lot of my guys, and I went on earlier today. I went live today, and I had a premiere that I recorded to drop today too. So I think a lot of people thought I was done for today. So we got to come back, man. I mean, hopefully we get some more of our folks.
Listen, I just thank you for having me on. It was really good. I'm glad that we were, and the secret for everyone is that we were catching up on the phone, and I was like, I want to get some reps in. I really need to go stream with you. And he's like, oh, next thing I know, oh man, we should do it tonight because I gotta. And I'm like, all right, cool. Like let's put it together. So hopefully you guys will be seeing me a little bit more, and I'm gonna start putting together my own thing. I just don't know what it looks like yet, so I'm trying to. I'm gonna ride Don's coattails for a hot minute and freshen up. I'm gonna freshen up.
Do,
thank you for having me. I really appreciate it, man.
Man, it's my pleasure, man. I'm so glad you came, man. Get your YouTube up, man, and let's just start posting stuff and let's just start doing stuff. We have the technology. All we gotta do is turn the stuff on and start talking.
Technology.
And listen, guys, do us a favor. You're watching this on Team Replay, man. Let us know what you thought, man. We really haters. This is your opportunity to go ahead and really start hating, right? For everyone else, we don't care what you have to say, no matter. Just be respectful, whatever. But let's have
no. You can be disrespectful too. It's okay. That's what the internet's made for.
Y'all can be disrespectful to him. You know what I mean? Say the wrong thing to me, bro. I might be standing outside your house, bro. On play. But my thing is, let's continue this, man. I think you got the chops for this. I know you got the chops for this. And guys, give us some ideas what you want to, hear us talk about. You want JBig and DL Saint to talk about some stuff, man. You hear Gen Xers out here. And we're gonna make this
both
happen,
plugged
guys.
in. We're both, you've listened to Don, so I'm probably plugged into a lot of the same things that he is, but from what did I have on here? Bro, I wanted to talk to you about Tommy Sotomayor because he's one of my favorites, and he was just on Fresh and Fit. That guy's great. But then I got the 3i Atlas thing. I wanted to hear your Trump satisfaction score, which I can only imagine is maybe mid fives. Little bit
real
of,
quick. Did you want to jump into that Trump satisfaction score real quick?
Yeah, sure. No, go ahead. That sounds great. Let's do that.
All right, let's do that just real quick. And Joe, JBig know where I stand on this.
I'm not trying to keep you, by the way, but
no, bro, I got it. Bro, I'm retired. I ain't got shit to do. My daughter made her own pancakes. She wanted my daughter loves pancakes and like pancakes for dinner. She has like turkey sausage. She cooked that up, and because normally I'll make the pancakes or whatever, but I'm like, I gotta go do this thing, and she cooked it all by herself, man. She just made her pancakes and everything. So here, I got time. Trump, not a Trump guy, but I understand why a lot of people gravitated towards him. I was a registered Republican. I recently became independent, and because of a lot of stuff that I'm seeing out there. So let's start with the Trump score. I'm not happy with what Trump is doing right now. I expected things to be bad, but I got to be honest with you, I didn't think things were going to be this bad. The Doge thing I think was horrible because there was no plan. They just came in and started doing stuff, getting rid of people, and I think that really hurt. The big beautiful bill, we can't afford that, and to give to give this bonus to the 1%, crazy. I don't like that. The government shutdown, bro, doesn't even seem to be any end in sight for this thing. I think it's going to end within the first 7 days of November. And the reason I think that is a lot of government employees are going to stop coming to work because they can't afford to. They're going to have to go do other jobs to make money. Like air traffic controllers in particular. I know a thing or two about that. The air traffic controllers are going to not come to work, not because they're making a statement, because they're going to have to go do Uber or go get a job somewhere, be a handyman, do whatever to make money to pay their bills. And I think that's going to help end the strike because the national airspace system is going to begin to shut down because you got to have people to run it. If you don't have the controllers there, you just can't do it. So I would say Trump's overall, that's just a few things. This thing in Venezuela, I don't understand what we're doing. I don't want to see, young brothers and sisters, in the military go fight a war in Venezuela. I don't think it doesn't make any sense to me. That's just a few things. So I give Trump, scale of 1 to 10, I give Trump 4 right now. Am I being too harsh in your opinion?
I can't disagree with the things that you talked about. I mean, these things are definitely happening, and I'm disappointed with. I guess the one thing I'm really disappointed with that I can agree with you on is just his overall flamboyance. Like, I think that it's funny because I understand the trolling aspect and I really enjoy it. Deep in my heart, I just love the trolling, but it's so grossly unnecessary. It just amplifies an already amplified climate. It's just, and it happens on topic after topic after topic, even topics that I agree with, he will then go and poison with some kind of a meme or some kind of like you talk about the Venezuela thing. I don't know, a percentage of me that I will not define on air is like okay with it because if we really know what it is, if it's really guys trafficking on speedboats with drugs in it, it's a great message to send as a deterrent. I will compare it to public executions of yore, which we can talk about whether they were moral or not, but I wonder how much more effective it was if you were going to be executed in the public square for ABCXYZ. Did that deter you more from doing it than being put in prison? Or right? This is all I think about, right? Because that's why they're doing it. Like, I can understand, I can steel man why this is being done. And then I can steel man the other side going like, well, who are these people? Why don't you just let them come and go to the United States and then arrest them? And all these things make sense to me too. But there's a way to just act like the aggressor, man. Just to act, somebody's going to be like, you got to be crazier than the other guy or else he's going to go crazy on you. And, I don't know. I don't really know what to think about that situation in particular. But again, it's just this flamboyance of, it's braggadocio, it's whatever you want to call it, and there's a little bit of enjoyment because it is funny because the guy's basically a stand-up comedian, but You know, as far as the world politics goes, it's not very helpful.
See, thank you for saying that. And we got brother Jay in the building, man. What's good, fam? Brother Jay checking in from Detroit. Man, I'm loving y'all football team right now, man. Y'all got a shot, bro. Y'all might make it to the big game.
That's the hood, ain't it?
Yeah, well, bro, yeah, all of it's the hood, baby. You know what I mean? I'm from Cincinnati. He's from Detroit. I've been to Detroit. Woo. Yeah, first time I heard an AK-47 fired outside of a combat zone, I was in Detroit. Shout out to Detroit. So, but yeah, look, he said, boys, mega hood, bro. He ain't lying.
Crazy. MAGA hood. He said MAGA hood.
Yeah, MAGA hood. I'm looking at MAGA hood. So here's the deal. Let's hover on Venezuela for a hot second, man.
Okay.
I hear what you're saying, and there's not a lot of daylight between us on this because you've already said like you get what he's doing.
Yeah.
But I think I hear concerns of the legality of it, and it's like the optics of it. Because like you said if these guys were trafficking drugs, which
and
again,
by the way,
like,
I assume they are. This does happen all the time. It doesn't seem completely out of the question that this is exactly what's going on, right? Like, can we admit that?
I would give you, yes, we can admit that, but the current administration is saying that the type of drugs being trafficked on these boats out of Venezuela, that's wrong. There's no fent. I don't want to say the whole word because that's one of the words that YouTube doesn't like.
It's cocaine.
You know what you can say that word. But the other one, the fent, you know. So
they don't like that either.
They don't like, bro. They don't. It's so many words. I'm gonna have to send you. I'm gonna send you a list. We're gonna have to do a class so I can tell you the do's and don'ts and the words to stay away from because we're not big. You got to be big to say them words crazy. But anyway, there's no fent coming out of Venezuela.
Okay.
Zero. All that's coming out of Mexico and China. Oh, China sent it to Mexico. China sends it to Mexico, and the Mexican cartel sent it to America. Okay. Zero coming out of Venezuela. Zero.
Okay.
So, although could it be some drug boats running from Venezuela somewhere in the Caribbean? Yeah, right. Because those boats weren't big enough. It didn't have enough fuel to make it to mainland USA. That's another thing. Those boats weren't big enough. They didn't have the fuel to get here, and they couldn't carry enough. I mean, what the Mexicans are bringing over the border and what comes through the ports. Come on, man. It's not even.
Well, you're making it make more sense now. You're making it make more sense because that means that they weren't bound for the American shore, which means we weren't going to arrest them once they got to our shoreline. So that wasn't even a possibility. So instead, to send a message to this guy who's producing all this shit, and by the way, they're also sneaking it up through Mexico as well because they're contiguous. You could just drive a car right through, right? He's probably just sending a message to that. And by the way, I'm speaking a little out of school, but it seems to make sense that he would send a message to a cartel in Venezuela by targeting this guy's speedboats that are going wherever they're going. And, I don't know.
Yeah. And that's my thing as a military guy.
Mob mentality.
It's like, bro, that's CIA stuff. That's not, you shouldn't be sending, a naval strike group, a carrier strike group down to do this. Is more to it. What they're doing, like you said, it's like you're posturing for something else.
Yeah.
And just to keep it 100, the whole thing with Venezuela, man, is all about regime change. That's all it's about. They don't like Maduro, so they're gonna do whatever they got to do to get him out of there.
Yeah.
As far as Maduro's already said, bro, y'all can have anything you want that we got down here, bro. He's like, I'll do anything but step down. Right? He's like, whatever y'all want, And here's the thing: he's willing to deal. Like, what do you want me to do? I don't want you. No more drug boats. Fine. I'm not moving a lot of dope anyway.
He says he's ready to deal.
He would have been ready to deal before you blew the boats up. Anyone you flying B-52s off his coast, bro. Like, you look up and see that, like, yeah, man, I don't want to deal with that.
All right, can I ask you a question? And I don't know it all. I'm going to ask you a question. Doesn't Trump prove that he wants to make a deal? Isn't he the deal maker who is trying? By the way, what are we at? 9 or 10 or 12 deals since he got into office for peace and whatever, and different factions in Cambodia and right, there's all these. Anyway, I'm not saying it's perfect. I just am trying to show a behavior, and the behavior that he has shown is that he does seek peace. So this is where I go, like, some of it's just above our head, And even though it looks bad, there's
I hear what you're
things
saying.
that happen without our. I don't know where to go with it, Don. You know what I'm saying? Like
you said, like it's well above our
'cause I
pay
still don't
grade.
like it. I still don't like it.
Yeah.
Because
My
what if they
thing
do that
is-
to me? Now I got to look up and see if there's a drone above my head when I
Hey, bro.
right. I mean, not literally, but that's.
What if you're really out there
everything's a
just
slippery
fishing?
slope?
What if you just a Venezuelan dude? You just out there fishing, and all of a sudden somebody sends a hellfire your way. Right? That's a shitty day.
I mean, listen, I'm a Jew. Like it's the same thing. I gotta watch out, brother.
Like it's coming at you. But here's the thing, bro. Trump's supposed to be the deal maker. Trump's supposed to be the peacemaker. What he's doing down here, especially you got the guys like, bro, basically you can have all my resources. We can do this, whatever. You know, that doesn't seem like a deal maker to me. You know what I mean? Like, bro, you're not trying to make a deal. I think he wants to go to war. And the thing with Trump, go ahead.
Well, it'll be a short war, and I don't disagree with
Maybe.
you. But that's my point. I think that what I'm proposing is that perhaps behind the scenes, Trump has already tried, and this guy said, "Go fuck yourself." And to whatever Trump said, not that right to whatever Trump's saying you have to do. This guy's like, fuck you. And then Trump's like, oh yeah, well, bloop 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 bloop. There goes a few boats, buddy. What do you think about that? And meanwhile, he's just like, well, Venezuela, there's a bunch of fentanyl coming out of Venezuela, and it's going to teenage migrants and who are albinos.
Yeah, which is, I mean, you're going to get some false flag stuff. I think something's going to happen in the Gulf to some military asset, and that's going to be the trigger to go ahead and do a full-scale invasion. I think that's how this ends. I don't think it's about a deal-making thing. I think that Donald Trump, more to the point, Marco Rubio, right, and all those hawks, you know what I mean, especially coming out of Florida, I think they want to get Maduro. I think they want to do it. They just want regime change. They're just going to do it. Which
very clear.
I think that's what they're going to do. And I think that's how it ends. I think it's gonna end in a war, which we can't afford, but we're gonna pay for anyway. So we're
going to be the shortest war. It's going to be shorter than the 10-day war, or whatever he declared in the Middle East, right? Like it'll be very short, bro. It's going to be very short. Here's the thing,
though. Everyone says that about conflicts and war, bro. There's nothing. If you have a people that don't want to be conquered, man, you're gonna look at Palestine and Israel. You know what I mean? Like you look at even like Russia. If Trump had his way and it's like, okay, we're gonna let Russia take all the land that they stole from Ukraine. You think it's gonna be peace in those regions? The Ukrainians are still gonna be fighting. There's so many weapons throughout that region. So it'll be the same thing down there. You're right. We'll take the regime Iran, whatever. Just kind of like Iraq, right? We went in there, Iraq. We took it, and everybody like, yeah, look, piece of cake, right? And then we spent a generation in there.
No, that was very different. That was very different. Comparing Iraq to Venezuela is a very.
But here's what you got to look at: occupying someone's country.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Are we going in there to occupy, or isn't it just for the regime change? So ideally, right? You swoop in there, you capture this guy. You don't kill him because he hasn't killed anybody, but you capture him, and then I don't know, put him to court for his crimes, or I don't know what happens. And then you install the next Jewish leader of Venezuela.
But see, here's the thing. That's probably how they sold it to Trump. It's going to be like Panama. It's going to be like Panama. We're going to go in there. We're going to remove Noriega. We're going to put him in a U.S. prison. And then we're going to put our people in command, in charge down there. That's what they're thinking. It's going to be like Panama. It may not. It may be closer to what happened in Iraq.
But this is all for oil.
We don't know. Venezuela says you can have all the oil. They already said you can have our oil.
I'm trying to think tank this with you, because again, I like to boil things down to their essence, right? So it's got to be about money. It's not just the regime. That's not at all right. Iraq was not about the regime. We said it was, but it was not about the regime.
Well, it was about all those like Blackwater type companies. It was about, then Vice President, what's his name?
Cheney.
And his people making all that, Tricky Dicky getting his money. And then, so, I mean, that was an extreme boondoggle. Here's the thing. Whenever you invade a nation, especially if the people aren't with the invading force, it's going to be a problem. You know what I mean? Like you go in, we're going to remove this guy. We're going to put in our own people. But then the people of Venezuela rise up against that guy. We got to go back again. You know what I mean? We got Casual Germ in the building. What's good, fam? You know what I mean? This devil dog is like, bro, imagine being, deploying to Venezuela. Yeah, them women down there are bad. He's like, he's seeing some of them up in Chicago. Man, yeah, Venezuelan women are beautiful. In fact, Venezuelan women were like always winning Miss World, like winning beauty. They were like a factory for churning out beauty pageant winners prior to, like when they started going under.
Well, all of South America. I mean, geez, it's the land of the tanned, beautiful brunette women. I mean,
oh my God, and that's what I love. So we're gonna have to wait and see how this plays out, man. But I think this ends with American boots on the ground. I think it's gonna be a straight up invasion.
Boy, you think so, huh?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be some sort of invasion. Might even get to see an airborne operation. They might drop some dudes in there, like a massive operation. We'll see. They're building up around. They're doing what they're doing. Colombia's not happy because some Colombians got caught up in these boat strikes. So it's like Colombian citizens have been, deleted. You can't say the K word. You got to say deleted on YouTube. It's crazy. Yeah. But it was Colombians that got deleted in these boat strikes. So, Colombia's not happy. And Trump isn't cool with the Colombian president. They go back and forth. This is what I mean. Like the reason my score for Trump is where it is because the guy is easily manipulated by anybody. All you got to do is tell him what he wants to hear and he'll do whatever you want him to do. Like, look at what's going on in Argentina. Like Milei goes down there and does this thing and just like, I'm going to come and cut all these government. I'm going to do my own version of Doge. We're going to make our country better. And he destroyed their economy, right? They can't pay back the loans to like the World Bank and all that, the International Money Fund. Argentina is jacked up. So he goes to Trump and Trump's like, yeah, I like him. So let's give him $40 billion. And let me go down here. Donald Trump was campaigning for Milei because he was about to lose in their election that they just had. And I think he barely won because he said, hey, if you don't vote for this guy, then we're not going to give you any money. So I don't like that. The way that Trump moves, I just don't like most of it. I don't understand.
I mean, at least he moves.
He does move.
Joe Biden was shuffling his feet. The robot of Joe Biden was shuffling its feet with the auto pen.
Well, and that's another thing too. Trump ain't healthy, man. He had to do a CAT scan.
No, he's very healthy.
No,
he's very healthy. This guy's
not.
Yeah. He's fine.
Not healthy, bro. Watch, I'm telling you, I really don't think he's gonna make it through this term. I think he's gonna have some serious health. He's not healthy.
What are the indications of this? What are the indications of this? Hold on.
They got all kind of pictures of
Dr. DL. Dr.
They got all kind of pictures. They got all kind of pictures of him. Like you're seeing lesions and stuff like that. And then, there are times when he kind of disappears for a while.
Have
like,
you
what's
confirmed this? Or this is what I'm saying. There's so much, bro. There's so many people faking so many things that hit the real news that like you have to independently verify. I have not seen any independently verified information that shows any health problems for Trump. I know that he disappeared for a few days and everyone was wondering if he was fucking dead. And meanwhile, the guy would just disappear. Joe Biden would disappear for 4 months at a time and nobody asked where he was, but Trump
that's cool. But here's the thing. Trump disappeared. We know where he was. He was at the Naval Medical Center there in DC. I forget the name of it. He was there. He was there. They're working. Dude, he's old.
They were checking him out. No, he admitted to being checked out for sure, but there's not been any.
Right. He just recently said it, like, oh yeah, I got a CAT scan, but I passed it. It was the best CAT scan ever. And it's like, well, what were they scanning for? Like, I had to go get one, and I got this.
Nobody gets better CAT scans than I do. I found the best cat. It was the best cat I could find. They got it for me. I didn't think it was the best. Everybody else told me that it was the best. Everybody, best CAT scan.
Exactly. So, bro, we got Cody as King in the building. What's up, yo, Cody?
It was a lion scan. It wasn't just a cat scan. It was a lion scan.
Cody's up in Canada, man. You know what I mean? So this is cool, cat, man.
The 51st state. I see. Yeah,
bro. Ask Cody how he feels about that.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, man. And then we got Casual Germ up in here, like he was talking about the women, man. Yes. But
see, we stretched it, and we're getting some live views. This is good.
Oh yeah. Our folks is finding me, bro. You know what I mean?
This is good.
I really don't know.
And I knew you weren't going to be happy with Trump, by the way. I already knew. I knew where this whole thing was going, and you know how I am. I'm like
the other side,
but not completely. Like I can steel man your whole side, and like I see concerns and things, and I guess I'm just not as hair on fire about any one topic as most people are. Like you can pick the topic that Republicans are hair on fire about, and I'm not so hair on fire about it. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a few things that I think are really important, but my hair's still not on fire about, you know, the trans argument or the, you know, whatever. I'm still not. I'm concerned, but I'm not like that concerned. I just hate that you're trying to make my brain operate in a way that it's not meant to. Like, please stop that. It's my brain, and I'll have it. I'll call you her.
And there is a lot of fake news out there, man. I get it, especially this AI generated stuff, man. Like it's the AI generated stuff. We were just talking about how AI sounds, like, you know, just talking to AI, like it's so crazy. I sent Jay a YouTube channel, like, hey man, you know, we were talking about this. Check this YouTube channel. He looks at it like this could be AI. Like, nah, it's a real person, but boy, she talks like she's AI. I wonder if that's really part of the thing. I wonder if that's part of the thing.
Are you sure she's not AI? Have you met her?
I haven't met her, but I have seen her. It's like if she is AI, they done set her up with Instagram. Like, you know, I'm looking at pictures of her. I've seen her because on Instagram, those pictures aren't that flattering. Like, I'm like, oh, she looks good here. She didn't look that good on Instagram. But so I'm like, I think she's real. I have reached out because I'm, you know, me, I'm always trying to get somebody on the platform. Yeah. No one hit me back. I'm pretty sure that she's just hired talent. I think she's just an actress that's hired to read these these red pill talking points. And their channel was blowing up, bro. Blowing up.
Yeah, she's got almost 50,000. She's got almost 50,000 subscribers. The content is terrible. I mean, wrong word. It's just very dry. It's very not engaging.
And this is why I talk to these dudes in the red pill world. I'm like, bro, they just got a female saying these red pill talking points. So y'all going crazy watching all of her videos. You know me, retention time, everything. Like y'all checking her out. And I'm not hating, but I'm like, damn, I need to hire me an actress and start another channel.
I mean, and that's where I'm saying, so they can AI your face and body. So also AI, right? You could just sit there in front of the camera and it will put a whole filter scan over top of you and it will do what your body's doing. You can speak and do the whole thing, but it'll do a whole different voice and a whole different face for you. So that might also be what it is, where it's a dude. Maybe that's why she's so dry, right? It's like
could be
weirdo
and Cody's right. You know what I mean? It's like they will do a whole social media, you know, build up, you know what I mean? X, Instagram, you know what I mean? Tinder, to do all that. And I think she's real though. I just think that, you know, there's like she's hired and they just do it and it's working because she is very dry. But I'm looking at it and I looked at the way it's edited. I could just see like, okay, that was a take. Okay, I could see that was, you know what I mean? I'm looking because I got the Hollywood experience. I can see like, okay, that was a take. And she's definitely scripted.
But don't think about it. It could just be a prompt.
It could be a prompt. You know, just have it right there. It could be. But it's working.
I don't know.
Shit, let's figure out let's get one of them.
I have my eyes a little tuned to AI now. Have you seen these things on Instagram that are real great that go like, there's two things, there's a top and a bottom, and it's like, which one's AI? And it gives you like, it goes like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you got to guess. And I've been getting better at them because I really want to start to detect AI. And the videos themselves from Sora are easy, not easy. That's the wrong way to put it. Recognizable. They are recognizable. They look very similar to each other. So like, that's kind of what I'm seeing with her is kind of a little bit of AI, glitchy, weirdy. Max Headroom, right? Do you remember Max Headroom? Oh my God.
I do.
Man, I'm aging us so bad right now.
Bro, I'm right there too. Like, yeah, I remember that shit.
Yeah, like a little Max, I'm getting a little Max Headroom thing from her.
Yeah, I remember Adam Man. Remember that TV show?
Which one?
I think it was called Adam Man. It was a dude who came from a different cyber world and he could like transform. His sidekick was called Cursor.
I know the one you're talking about. I did not watch, but I do know what you're talking about. Absolutely.
Yeah,
We're
bro.
aging ourselves right now.
And and then Cody telling me to get a wig and a voice changer and call myself, nah, bro, that's
that's nasty.
I'm not doing it. We got Scam. Yeah, man. Scam Likely in the building. What's good, fam? Scam Likely, man,
is great.
Yeah, he came to Trillis. You met him. He came to Trillis.
Oh, I did.
We had that. Yeah, when we had that Pillars meet up, he was there.
Oh, and, nice.
Yeah, you met Scam, bro, and he's the super troll, bro. He got people out here looking for him. Folks probably hit me up like, "Yo, can you get Scam to show up? I'm gonna beat his ass." He the super troll, man. They can't stand him, bro. But that's my guy. I like Scam, man. You know, he's in the South and stuff like that, bro. We was out there, and we talk red pill stuff. And man, I'm gonna get him on here because we actually have good conversations about it. Because he's one of the guys like he's doing all right, but I'm like, bro, everything you were doing, your success came from red pill tenants. You just don't want to admit it. I don't know why. And he needs, you know what I mean? It is what it is. But bro, you never told me your score for Trump.
You know, I mean, I'm right in the middle too. I am happier than with Biden. I am happier than whatever Kamala thought she was going to do. Bro, that was going to be a nightmare, by the way. That was going to be a living. I'm sorry. I don't want it to be true. I'm just sure that it is, right? Like, boy, that was going to be terrible. So I think this is better than that. I have my issues. I definitely am, for lack of a better term, I've got the JQ bug. There's a lot of questions there, especially as it relates to how much money we send to
yeah, bro,
to fund an endless war defense battlement against everyone in the Middle East. Like that's pretty much what, right? Like it's like we created a space where we can try to control that, and I don't like that. So like,
yeah, one day we're gonna have to get on somebody else's platform so we can have that conversation. I steer away from it because
I know, but it's everywhere.
It's
so everywhere though. It's like it's not even that topic. It's every other. It's just amazing to me when you can sit back objectively and look at it, and you're just like, wow, like really, like that.
Right. My thing is, I look at what's going on over there, and you know, I can talk about this without using any trigger words.
Right.
I look at what they're doing over there. Yeah, I can look at what they're doing over there.
Yeah.
And I tell folks, I'm like, y'all better be glad that I'm not in command, because after that October 7th thing or whatever, bro, it would have been scorched earth. But I wouldn't be starving people like that. You got to draw a line. Like there's a such thing as going too far. And you know, their leader is their problem. This happened on his watch, and that dude's a criminal anyway, right? He barely beat cases over there. That's their problem, and he doesn't want to. Oh, go ahead.
Without even getting into all that, right? I'm just saying, separate from that, the amount of money that we spend and the amount of support and the amount, like, I'm just speaking of it from a funding perspective at its core. Like by the way, I believe that all the things that you just said are true. But I'm trying not to make them play into any argument, because that's their deal. Again, I'm like this. We should just leave people alone. Our foreign policy should be to intervene with phone calls and deal making, and we should be doing things, but sending a bunch of money, sending a bunch of military planes, and I don't know that it's our job. It's a terrible thing. You think about Ukraine and Russia, right? Like, this is a terrible thing. This is a war that's been going on forever, that we're funding endlessly as well. There appears to be a lot of potential fraud and stuff going on over there that I hear about all the time. But anyway, we shouldn't, I don't know why we're so deep monetarily. Like, I think our job is to go to Putin and to go to Zelensky and be like, guys, like, what are we doing here? And let's do whatever, and then find their neighbors to help them. And because I don't know. And by the way, that could all be wrong too, because we might be the only key to any peace anywhere, and we should try to, I don't know, right? I'm not super well thought through on it, but it's such a nuanced issue. It's very difficult to wrap your head around. I just don't like all the money that we spend on other countries.
Yeah, it goes back to World War II and what we started doing, helping everybody rebuild. We just never stopped. And that's the thing. Like,
well, if we were pristine, by the way, if our country was pristine right now, I could totally get it. But like, we've got crumbling highways and roads.
Help.
And look at we're sending the National Guard into different cities because they can't afford to police properly. And I don't know. I mean,
that's bullshit. I ain't gonna lie to you. That I don't like. No,
I'm not a fan of it either. But again, I understand why they're doing it. These cities are in terrible shape, and they definitely need some kind of policing, some kind of.
But we're wasting so much money.
Yeah,
like you said, overseas. you know, like this thing, American farmers can't sell a single soybean right now. Trump says he secured some sort of deal with China just recently here, like what, yesterday or whatever. But American farmers couldn't sell a single soybean. We're sending all the business down to Argentina. They're taking American money, $40 billion, and they're selling their oil to China, right? And China's buying their soybeans. And it's like, bro, the farmers are pissed, rightly so. Like you send you put your guy into the White House, and boy, he just shit on you. You know, so here's the question I wanted to ask you. What do you believe is going to happen this midterm?
As it relates to
who's going to keep the House? Yeah, who's going to keep the Senate? Yeah.
It really could go either way. I don't think there's any strong indicators that either thing is going to happen, right? Everyone kind of likes the smell of their own farts. So, and I think we talked about this before, right? Like how many people are going to come out? Who's going to show up? How many Democrats will show up? And by the way, Democrats are very good at getting people to the polls. They're very good at this. So based solely on that, I could say that I could see them at least flipping one or the other somehow by happenstance, because the country is very, I do believe that Trump's approval rating is okay. And I think that Republican support is as strong. Like, I don't think that's wavering right now, right? In general.
I don't know, man. I don't
know either. I don't think so, though. Like, again, these polls are hard. It's very hard to determine, right? You have to consume both sides of the news and then make your own guess. Because I don't. Again, no strong indicators. I say no strong indicators. It could literally go either way.
Yeah, I think where Trump messed up is he pissed off the farmers, right? MAGA people and Republican.
Yeah, in the middle.
Pissed off the ranchers, right? Pissed off the ranchers, again, MAGA people and Republicans. He's pissed off the trailer park, MAGA people. Not a lot of Republicans in the trailer park. They're all MAGA, in my opinion, right? Because they're at the bottom financially. And what I mean by that, we know what happened with the farmers. We know what happened with the ranchers. The ranchers' beef is going out of control because the ranchers can't compete. And, I mean, they didn't like the tariffs isn't helping them out. And then again, he struck a deal with Brazilian beef and Argentinian beef, and that's going to hurt American farmers. I mean, ranchers. But here's the thing, the trailer park and the people who are poor, the MAGA folks who really was all in on Trump, bro, their insurance is out the window. Right? They might not get their SNAP. Like their food stamps are going to be late at a minimum if they get them at all.
We should bring that topic back up too, because that's a good key. Keep going.
Yeah. And then, you look at the Latinos, they're pissed because of all of the deportations and what's been going on with that. You got a lot of people who were, fair weather MAGA folks, or just people who didn't want to vote for Kamala or whatever. And, they're all pissed off. Like we see what's going on out here. People can't pay their bills, man. Car repossessions are up, evictions are up. You look at what's going on, people are losing money because, their housing values are coming down because people are trying to sell because they're so worried about what's going on with that, especially down here in Florida. Boy, we just got lucky. We missed that hurricane missed us. That hurricane that just ravaged Jamaica. Boy, if that hit us, I think that, oh my, yeah. Thank God, Allah and everybody else who's listening. That would have destroyed Florida, right? And you got the government cutting back on just helping Americans. And I think all of that is going to hurt Trump in the midterm, because even the hardcore Republicans, they won't vote Democrat. They just won't vote. Then the GOP guys, they'll vote for moderate Republicans and or Democrats, and independents are all going to vote for Democrats. So I think in every midterm,
I don't think independents are all going to vote for Democrats. I don't think that's true at all.
I think they will.
It's a broad assumption that I can disagree with.
The reason I say that is because of the pain. Gas prices are going to be up. Eggs are still expensive. Beef is still up. You know what I mean? Like, your utility bills are going up. I'm
NPA, and you won't find me voting for Democrats.
Like I said, there are those who will never vote, but there are those who will, vote
for sure,
Democrat. that normally wouldn't. There's not a lot of Republicans that'll do this, but I think there'll be enough to push the control of the House, definitely to the Democrats, and maybe even gain control of the Senate. The problem is the Democrats can fuck up a wet dream. So, they just no leadership. They do very, very bad things, and they just seem to keep people upset. You know what I mean? Like, what are y'all doing? The Democrats should be killing the game right now, but they still don't have a message. You know what I mean? And it's like, if they don't figure something out, who knows what's going to happen?
They're better at being a team, though. They're better at being on the same side than the Republicans. The Republicans are more fractured and have more nuance to their party. And I think that the Democrats are really good about just getting behind one another and, getting on topic.
The Republicans are better. The Republicans
are better at that.
Republicans are better at that. The Republicans are better they'll get on message where the Democrats, the Democrats can't get on message because they'll get lost on some unnecessary BS, man. Like you talking about the bathroom stuff and talking about,
but they have support for that. This is what I'm saying. Like they'll all start.
Small percentage. That's a small percentage of the Democratic Party. Most people
but
are like,
still
no.
get mad at people for bringing it up. You know what I mean? Like the people who don't even believe in it that are Democrats will still get mad at you for like, I don't think I want a penis in a ladies' room. And they're like, but that's a woman. Like, and you're still like, you're scratching your head, but they do. So this is what I'm saying about getting on the message though, right? Like, but I see what you're saying. So,
but I really think the Democrats take the House, and because I think it's going to be a big anti-MAGA push. Maybe not, I think moderate Republicans will do well. I think it's going to be an anti-MAGA push. Look at Marjorie Taylor Greene, like she's already out. Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm agreeing with you. And MTG's getting a lot of play actually.
She's making a smart move, and especially with the what's his name? Like they want to go ahead and get those Epstein files out there. She's not happy with what's going on with the healthcare thing. Say what you want about Obamacare or the Affordable Care Act. She's like, look, I know people who are going to lose their insurance because of this big, beautiful bill that she voted for. I'm pretty sure she voted for that, right? So
everybody kind of had to.
It's like, you know what I mean? It's like they get on board.
Bro, I'm looking at these. I'm getting roasted in the chats. Hang on, because Scam Likely is.
Oh yeah, that's Scam. That's what he does, bro. That's what he does.
JBig believes the propaganda. Which propaganda do I believe? Because I do. I'm sure that there's some propaganda that I believe. I think that's probably.
Well, this was when we were talking about the stuff with Trump. We were talking about what's going on in Argentina. That you were hitting some talking points, and he's like, "Oh, that's the propaganda." But we moved on from that, and so you're not getting cooked. I don't see you getting cooked.
I'm not. Democrats no longer good at getting people to the polls. They failed to present a decent candidate. Boy, isn't that true, bud? Polls have been fake since they started using polls. Kind of true. I see what you're saying. What isn't fake? Not much scam. You know what this leads me to? So talking about fake, Tim Pool talks about this, and I love this topic, this dead internet theory. Are you familiar with the dead internet theory?
No.
So at a certain point, the internet just becomes dead because it's full of AI information. It's no longer human content. It's AI content. So apparently, he quotes some number. I heard it very recently today, yesterday, whatever it was, that currently 50% of the new content created is AI generated.
Like I saw that on Breaking Points. I saw that on Breaking Points. And you can see that on your Instagram feed. There's a shit ton of AI generated stuff on there, bro.
Yes, but not generated by AI. I think what they're inferring is that this content is well, not just AI, not just like a Sora video that somebody prompted, but rather AI agents. Are you familiar with this term, agents? So you create an agent to do a task, just like an agent.
Like an AI bot. You create an AI bot.
Basically. Yeah. And it just automatically creates, you're like, hey, dude, pull articles from this place and take the top 3 and run this algorithm through and then scrub it and then make 3 articles and post them every day to this site and this site and this site. And it's readable. It's like, it's not bad. Like, it's not great, but it's not bad.
Bro, I'm seeing so much AI content on YouTube. Like EconoFin is one that's AI generated. And then there's a ton of, faceless YouTube channels that, you hear the same AI voice being used over and over and over again. Yeah, I got to stop doing this shit, by the way. Like, I'm not Italian. You can hear the same thing. I get it. All right, I start doing it. But you know, and I'm getting tired of seeing that. And I
It's a
think
bad to
YouTube,
Florida to the grand kids.
yeah. I better be good. Probably
Bibbidi
getting told for
bobbidi.
that.
That's the Peter
Bibbidi
Griffin.
bobbidi. That's what it was.
Bibbidi
Family
bobbidi.
Guy. Bibbidi bobbidi. So I think that YouTube is going to try to, because you know you can see in the description if it's AI generated or AI modified. It tells you.
Right.
That's one of the things that YouTube. So when you go into the description of a video, if you think it's AI, and I did that with old girl, I went into the description and it wasn't AI generated. Yeah. Oh, shit, make sure it's old girl. Yo, Mandrell saying Trump's gonna have a difficult time, bro, this midterm. You know,
No, I mean that's the conjecture for sure. But the Republicans are out there, and if they come out, then it's not gonna be a problem. But I don't know that they'll come out. Again, the midterms are really flaky like that. Like it doesn't get really high participation. In fact, I'll straight up admit I usually don't vote in midterms at all because I
Most
just
Americans
don't.
don't.
I don't think about it. It's not in the news a lot. It doesn't hit me. And then the day of, I'm like driving by, and I'm like, oh shit! Like I probably should have. Maybe.
Yeah.
Right. Which, by the way, they're even more important. Like we all should be talking about local politics. You and I should be talking about Tampa politics right now, but we're not. And
hey, yo, Jay, I'm trying to. I might want to run for office. I'm kind of starting to talk to my friends and figure out, like, dude, I might want to do that. So we're definitely going to talk
about
about
blue.
And I want to run as an independent. I might,
right.
we'll see, you know, how if I were to win office, I would, you know, kind of do some Bernie Sanders things like, okay, who would I caucus with? Depends on who's making sense. If the Republicans are making sense, I'll caucus with them. If the Democrats are making sense, I'll caucus with them. You know,
sometimes the Democrats make a lot of sense, and there are other times when the Republicans make a lot of sense. And I just try to pick the right side. I am independent for everyone's consideration.
And I was like, I'm military, airborne. I'm black. I'm military. This is what it is. And I don't mind working with
I am
people to
black.
make things better.
I am a military airborne. Oh, sorry.
It's all good. Joe Cool in the building. What's good, fam? Joe Cool is in the Chicago area, man. I believe Chicago, and he definitely Midwest. And he's an auditor, man. He goes around and makes sure the cops do their job, bro. He's one of those guys with the filming, and when the cops are not doing their job,
he's from Niles, I'm sure.
I don't know. He'll tell us. You know what I mean? But man, we got folks jumping in here, bro. I guess, you know, damn, bro, good idea to keep it going. Because I was ready to shut it down. You're like, no, let's keep going. And I'm like,
well,
yeah,
I mean, I had my topic list that I didn't even tell you about that I had a topic list. And then I said, oh man, I got you. As soon as I said Trump satisfaction score, you're like, what did you say? I could talk some shit about Trump. We're staying on the air.
We ain't going nowhere. I checked on my daughter. Yeah, we ain't going nowhere.
And one of my things on my thing was the military in the cities, which we touched on briefly, because I think that's again, it's interesting because I like to see places get safer. I think that's super important when it comes to like Baltimore, Philadelphia, Detroit, you know, Chicago, these some of these Portland. These cities are like it's complete and utter disarray, and it can't be like that. So, like, how do you get it back to square one? I don't really know.
And these are the talking points. These are the talking points that Scan was talking about.
Because that's the one I'm most. By the way, that's the one I'm most scared of. Is them sending the military after me. Like, that's where we start to like, what the fuck? But that's also why we have a Second Amendment. And in Florida, I mean, good luck coming after Floridians. Holy shit. I got friends that are armed to the teeth. And one of them I'm talking to right now. So, like, I don't recommend that anyone come after Floridians. But, I mean, it's a huge concern. I don't like it. I like the side effect that the city gets safer, right? DC was a great example. I mean, did you see some of these interviews from these people? They're like, I didn't even used to be able to walk down this road. Like, do you look at it right? And they're like panning around. It's like beautiful, well trimmed. They're like, I couldn't even walk down this road 2 weeks ago. Like, Don, how does that happen? Right? How do you go from this to that? And
I'll tell you. And guys, do me a favor, like on your way in. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Joe Cool said he's on the west side, bro. Just so you know, Joe Cool's on the west side. That's my guy. Here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. I don't believe like that whole narrative that we got to straighten out DC, LA, San Francisco, Chicago. It's like, bro, Kansas City needs to be on that list. Miami needs to be on that list. Nashville, they did send him in that.
St. Louis.
Yeah. St. Louis definitely needs to be on that
list.
Needs to be on that list. So it's like, and here's the thing. Instead of sending in federal troops, or really you're federalizing National Guard, because I was like, all right, I don't like this, but you're going to send Ohio National Guard in to deal with Ohio cities. Okay, fine. But when you're talking about taking Texas National Guard members and sending them to Illinois, that's wrong. And that's going to be a problem because you don't know them hoods. Like, what are
I
y'all
don't even
doing?
see that distinction. My distinction's way earlier than that. I don't like the whole thing. Like, how do we instead incent the city to hire more cops and oversee that process? I don't have all the answers, but this is what my mind really goes to, instead of having the military pushed against American people, which again, I selfishly like the side effect of what happens when they do that, but I don't. Yeah.
The military, the United States military is not designed to go after American citizens. You cannot.
No.
You remember when the the LA riots happened?
I do.
You remember the
oh
LA
my
riots?
God, shit was crazy, man.
Right. I was in the
That was
Army.
the first real one. Rodney King was like that was where it was all burnt. Well, not literally, but modern.
So I was in the Army when that happened, right? We were out doing training. We were like, we had this big test we had to do, and we were training, and we're done. We're coming out, and they were talking about what was going on in LA. And then there was a rumor going around Fort Bragg. I was at Fort Bragg. They were talking about dropping the 82nd Airborne Division into South Central LA to help calm everything down. And from what I understand, the generals, the higher ups were like, absolutely not. You don't want to drop paratroopers anywhere in America. Want to know why? Because paratroopers kill everything they see. That's just what we're trained to do. And that's entry level. Now you talking about dropping Rangers, and all that. You want to bring in Green Berets. You can't do that. That's not what our military is designed to do. First of all. Secondly, you want to talk about splitting up a unit and having all kind of problems. You're going to drop some people into LA, and you get to LA, and there's dudes in your unit from LA, and you fire at the wrong person. That dude next to you might shoot at you, bro. You might be shooting at his uncle. So this is one of those things where it's complete chaos. You can't do it. The National Guard, they have that mission. The governor of that state has the ability to activate the National Guard. So the president should be working with the governors in these places. But to your point,
but he
people
hates
in
them.
DC, you can't govern like that. And like people in DC, you got people in DC. They were like, man, this is kind of cool because we got the guard here. But the National Guard was just around the Capitol. They were just like, they were in safe zones. They weren't in the hood.
Right. It was a deterrent, though. It worked. So I mean, I know what you're saying, but it actually worked. Like it objectively worked, which is the interesting part. Again, I hate it, but then it does it and it works, and I'm like, oh shit, it worked. Like,
well, bro, did it really work? They didn't go anywhere.
I mean, for now it did.
Really work?
We'll find out. We'll find out.
And then you're right. When you look at the stats and you look at New York, the New York City mayor race. I know you probably haven't been following that.
A little bit.
So you got this Mondani kid.
Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting.
And Trump's already said he's still up double digits in the polls, by the way. They said that Cuomo was closing. Win. So you got a socialist. And the guy's like, oh, he's a Democratic socialist. Bro, he's every bit as socialist as Bernie Sanders. Like it ain't no doubt. It is what it is. The fact that people are voting for this kid, the Trumpers, the MAGA people are voting for this kid. You know what I mean? The Democrats and Republicans hate this guy so much they're both fighting against him. Cuomo's in there as an independent. You got the Republican guy who's like a joke, right? When you look at this and Trump say, I'm going to send the guard into New York. I mean, that's going to be you don't want to do that. I mean, I don't want to send the troops into New York.
I don't know what's going to happen. That's one of those things that I think is everyone's a little too hair on fire. I think it'll be fine either way, right? Just like when you and I would talk about Trump and Kamala, I truly believe that it was kind of going to be fine either way. And I say Kamala would have been a disaster. She would have been, but I still think it kind of would have been fine either way. Because my point to you at that time was, it's 4 years, no matter what. Like, she wasn't going to get reelected. That wasn't going to happen.
That's fact.
And his term's over in 4 years. So like if the guard was going to change again, and 4 years isn't a whole long time to screw too many things up, I was hoping. And so far, I mean, we can disagree on, I mean, we just talked about Venezuela and a lot of things, but the world isn't melting.
That's why I want to push back on that.
The costs were going to go up anyway, because guess what?
Yes.
Inflation has been running rampant since COVID, right? So like, I mean, a lot of this is just a consequence of what was going to happen, regardless
But
of
I gotta push back a little bit, bro. When you say that Kamala would have been worse, I agree. Kamala would have been bad. I agree she would have been bad, but I don't think she would have been worse unless, let's break it down. Let's see. Because
I mean, she can walk and talk. So I mean, that was a good start.
Here's the thing.
You're 2 legs up on the last guy.
So, okay, as far as coming up with a peace deal, you know what I mean, with Gaza and all that, I don't think that Kamala or her administration would have been able to pull that off. I don't think
it didn't. It doesn't seem like it.
I don't.
I'm
It
going to
could be
be
wrong.
I'm being really nice. It
Yeah.
doesn't seem like that was going to be on the table.
I don't think it was on the table. I don't think they would have wanted to put it on the table.
Zelensky, Putin. Oof.
Now, here's the thing. The way that would be, okay,
her.
right. So we talk about what's going on in Gaza. I think that I don't think that there would have been any kind of peace deal. And Trump's peace deal seems to be falling apart. We'll see if they'll be able to, pull that thing out of the fire. We'll see.
I don't know that there's a way to make a peace deal over there. But yeah,
that's a point. That's a valid point. So, okay, I don't think that the Democrats would have even tried. I think it would have just been like, whatever. I don't think. But you look at what's going on in Ukraine. If Kamala were president, I think Kamala Harris would have given Zelensky the weapons he wanted, Tomahawks, more HIMARS, and would have, I think, and I could be wrong, I think Kamala Harris, her administration would have given Zelensky the green light to push the Russians back across the border, at least to the border. In other words, she would have let them strike into Russia, which Trump wound up letting them do limited strikes anyway. I think it would have been that, and I think it would have been more of a push to get rid of Putin. So just fight Putin through the Ukrainians. I think we would have saw that with her administration. I think definitely wouldn't have been no smoke, no drama with Venezuela. That wouldn't be on the table.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah, and we wouldn't be in a trade war.
I agree with that. That's true. But the trade war is something that we can discuss as to whether or not it's necessary or working or whatever. Because I think that's, I mean, it's bringing some dollars in. I don't know about the balance sheet, right? I haven't looked at it really critically, but I know that it's definitely bringing some real dollars into the United States, into our coffers.
It's bringing dollars, but it's
effectively
long term is hurt. But it's hurting long. It's going to be like a short term game. Is going to be long term pain.
It could be, but that's to be seen, right?
Well, look at what's going on with the farmers, and look what's going on with the ranchers.
In certain situations, it's that I don't mean to wave my magic wand and say that it's all good, but I think that on a balance of what's happening, we're at least getting some money in the front door, which we were not getting before, and our economy is a huge wreck that I wish I was qualified to talk about more.
We got to find some. We got to find an expert. We got to find an expert and get him on here.
Well, the economy expert, I would really like to pick their brain, because that shit is just.
We got to find someone. I'm pretty sure between the two of us, we know someone that could. We just got to make a few calls, shake a couple trees. I'm sure we'll find one. But here's the thing: if in a Harris administration, we wouldn't be fighting with Mexico and Canada, our nearest and dearest trade partners. That's another thing too, which hurts. That really hurts. When you're looking at bro, they're putting. You know how much it costs me to get a bottle of cognac. I love my cognac.
I know.
This trade war, bro. Like, what are we doing? Leave France alone, man. Like, leave the cognac region alone, man. I need to get my Hennessy, bro.
I mean, I agree. Leave France alone. They're not the concern.
Yeah,
they're not the concern. But I don't know. In general, I do like that when the United States asserts pressure and authority, and I think this is our brand, and we'll see where it shakes out at. But China's been a huge problem for a long time, and I don't even know how we're gonna, either side, I don't like any of their solutions, right? That's a hard nut to crack because they have huge amounts of control over huge amounts of resources and people and land and our
gotta fight
major.
them, bro.
They're our biggest problem.
We got to fight them. We got to fight them. We're just waiting for them to make a move on Taiwan, and then that'll be that war.
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
That was already there. That
I
again,
don't know that they're going to do that though. I think that they're because it's not just Taiwan, right? Don't they claim the same thing for Singapore or?
They take Taiwan, they could take the region. And the only way to take Taiwan. And here's the thing: the Japanese and the Koreans, bro, they ready for China to make a move. They trying to get at them. You know what I mean? So that's brewing. That's gonna be a regional thing.
Definitely is. That's not good.
That's not good. And we over here talking about Venezuela, like, bro, it's finna pop off over there for real. So, and then Iran, you know what I mean? I know we danced around the Middle East, but Iran is definitely someplace that America, our war hawks have always wanted to get into and break up.
Zion has been begging us to go to war with Iran forever.
But they don't even have to beg us.
They can't wait for us to go to war with Iran.
But here's the thing, it ain't even got nothing to do with them. When I was in basic training, we were talking about going to war with Iran.
Yeah,
and it had nothing to do with them. For real. Like America's been wanting to get
nothing ever to do with the Israelis?
Not really, because it had everything to do with when the Shah came to power, and the Ayatollah came to power and ran the Shah out of there, and they, took over the embassy. America's still pissed about that, bro. Think about that.
But our interest over there in general has to do with our relationship with Israel. Like the whole thing circles back around because we wouldn't feel the need to control that entire region, right? We would just let them.
I don't agree.
Fight I think amongst themselves. They're so far behind right. Iran's a problem from a nuclear perspective for sure, but the rest of the region doesn't even have a chance in hell of ever acquiring nukes, and Israel doesn't have them. So,
hey, bro, all I'm saying is this: Israel definitely has nukes. That's not even a secret. You know what I mean? But here's the thing.
You didn't see me.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, you're right. Please, let me put mine up too. Like, man, here's the thing.
Still
America's been wanting to get at Iran since '78, and those people are still alive. I guess until those old school war hawks die, and the 1% is like, okay, we don't care about Iran anymore. You know what I mean? Then it defaults to Israel, and you know what I mean. But like I said, I had a problem with Israel when they attacked the Liberty. That's one of the things you know about that attack, don't you? Back in the 70s and maybe early 80s.
When you say that, it rings a bell, but I don't really have the
USS Liberty. It's an American warship, naval warship. USS Liberty was attacked by Israel, and American soldiers were hurt. I don't know if they were fatalities, but there were some serious injuries. The vessel was crippled.
And it was purposeful? It was a purposeful attack, or it was an accidental attack because they
said it was an accident. No, they attacked us, bro. How can you accidentally attack an American ship?
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what I mean? It just a big old red, white, and blue flag flying above it. Like, how can you accidentally? We're not talking about 80s, like late 70s, early 80s. I think it was. We have to look it up. I can look it up here in a second. But they attacked the Liberty, and this is where America went wrong, right? Because they swept it under the rug, whatever. Maybe they made the Israelis pay some money or something. But if I were commander in chief and that happened on my watch, hey, bro, we would have taken out not only the ship that fired on and the aircraft and all that, because they actually landed on a Liberty with troops. It was a nasty thing. I would have taken out at least 3 of their boats. I would have taken out a couple of their jets. I'd have taken out a couple of helicopters. I'd have gave them all back. I'd have gave them some more. But I would have taken all those things out. And then I would sit down at the table, like, if y'all ever so much as spit at U.S. military personnel in the region, we will wipe you off the map. That's what I would do. And they're like, all right, we still cool. Well, fuck around and find out.
I mean, sounds like I would be okay with that. Hey, do you want to look that up real quick while I go take a leak?
Yeah, go do that. I'm gonna look it up real quick.
Take a leak. Hang on.
Yeah.
BRB.
And we'll wait for Joe to get back, guys. This is a pretty good conversation, man. This turned out way different than I thought it would. Way different. Let me turn his mic off just in case. I don't want to hear him filling up the leak, you know what I mean? Whatever. So here we go. I don't want to hear him pissing. But I'm gonna pull up something on a USS Liberty. See what we can find on YouTube about that day. Incident. Comes right up. Hey guys, I appreciate y'all rocking out with us, man. This is fun. This is fun. We just jumped on. We were over almost 2.5 hours on this Forgotten History, Al Jazeera, Today Israel. That's 48. Can I get something shorter? That's 18 minutes. I'm trying to get something we can watch on this that I won't get like copywritten and all that kind of stuff. Who blew up the Liberty? Maybe this guy. 5149. Let's talk about this.
They left us out there to die. That's what our government.
This sounds like a guy's Liberty. 19 minutes. We'll watch this. 128,000 subscribers. We might be able to get away with watching this. Yeah, man. For those who don't know, we'll take a trip down memory lane, man, so you guys can see what I'm talking about. We're talking about the USS Liberty. But man, oh man, appreciate y'all rocking out with me. For you guys that are like ninja watching out there, just hanging up there like a ninja, looking down, watching this, man. Appreciate you, man. Please don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff, man. Don't be afraid to comment. Let us know what you're thinking. As you can see, man, Joel and I, especially when it comes to like dating dynamics, bro, we're like right there. Dating dynamics, we're right there. But when we get into politics, you can start to see some daylight between us, bro. I'm not, I'm definitely not a Trump guy. I was doing everything I can to rock out with the Republican Party, but after those text messages, I couldn't do it anymore. So I just, especially with JD Vance trying to, excuse what those guys were doing and saying, man, I just can't fuck with that. So it's like, all right, independent. And I'll just, if I can win the office somewhere, and I'll just work with whoever's going to work with the people and do what's best for America. Is Joe red pill? Yeah, 100%. Joe's red pill 100%, bro, when it comes to, the dating and all that kind of stuff. And Cody, you're right. They gonna come for me. I hear you, bro. Like, it's the copyright. You ain't got to worry about it. Like, yeah, I hear you. But it's all good, man. I ain't tripping. I see what he did. You know what I mean?
All right.
Yeah, like JD Vance, bro. Like, who is that guy? Like, Golf of America, bro. Man,
how do I flip my camera around? Like, why is yours okay and mine's flipped? Let's deal with that.
I don't know. It's okay. I'm looking at a live feed on my phone and I can read it. It's not flipped on my phone.
My shit's mirrored. Oh, I see. Yeah, it actually is. It does look good there. So it's just mirrored to me. Okay, good.
Yeah, it's just mirrored to you. I don't. Yeah.
This is my. Can I be honest? So I want to say two things. I'll address the hat in 1 second. But my first thing is I just want to be clear. We are definitely well beyond my depths in terms of my expertise, and I just always ask questions when I talk about politics, and I read articles and I see things. The only thing that goes through my mind is a lot of questions, because I really am aware of how much information I lack. Like, I don't know what the information is, obviously, but I'm aware of the things that I'm not aware of, and it scares me a little bit to really bite into either side too fully, honestly. Like, that's my general level of politics at this point in my life. I do pay attention, and I question fucking everything, and there's always a conspiracy theory for everything, but in general I just try and follow the money. Speaking of the money, I spent good money on this hat. This hat wasn't cheap. It's my favorite thing to wear in public.
Made in China.
Dude, no, it's like made in Vietnam or something. It's not exactly China. I checked. It's, if you're triggered by this hat, it says more about you than about me, and that's why I like to wear it. Right? Like, it's this thing that you could just easily ignore if you're not a fan. And by the way, it doesn't say MAGA. It says the Gulf of America. The guy renamed the Gulf of America, and now we get Gulf of America merch. And I think it's cool. And I'll be honest, like, I do like that it's named the Gulf of America. We're allowed to name it whatever we want. And Mexico can still call it the Gulf of Mexico. When you're in Mexico, it's called the Gulf of, right? Like, it's all fine. Yeah. Everyone just gets all triggered by it. And it just goes along with that whole thing where I said I like the fact that he's a troll a little bit. And this is definitely part of the troll. It's fun. It's just, again,
I
if
ain't
you
mad
get
at
bent
you,
out
bro.
of shape about it, it shows me a lot about you, so I can not worry about your opinion so much, I guess. Like, it doesn't make me
Yeah.
hate you. It just makes me go like, oh, like you're triggered by a hat. Like, oh, that's interesting. Like,
Hey, bro,
because it
I ain't
doesn't
tripping.
really
I see
mean
that. Nothing. It's a hat.
it doesn't mean anything.
But if you're taking a test in school and it asks you what that body of water is just south of it runs adjacent to Mexico, Texas, you know me, all the way over to Florida.
Well, that's why he
That
did
is
it
the
so the
Gulf of Mexico.
textbook companies can make money.
Yeah, again, that is the Gulf of Mexico. These kids are dumb enough as it is. Let's not confuse them anymore.
Hey,
And
listen, next time I come on, I'm gonna have my America First hat on.
and bro, next time we're gonna talk about the educational system, bro, because it is like these why are kids stupid? Why are Americans so dumb? Anyway, you know, I like this technology because
Why are Americans dumb?
Man, bro, why are Americans so dumb, man? I'm working on my book, bro. I got a ways to go, but I'm gonna tell you out on backstage offline the name of my book.
Is it covered in tinfoil?
And no, not this book. Not
The
this
book
one.
cover?
Matter of fact, I better hurry up and write this book, man, because either the Anunnaki are coming back or, you know, the Atlanteans are gonna, you know, Atlantis is gonna surface in the Gulf of America and they're gonna want their planet back. You know what I mean? So it's like, I better hurry up and get my book finished. So,
The
all right.
Atlanteans, that's another thing, huh? I know
That's
about
it,
the
bro,
Anunnaki.
like-
I don't know anything about the Atlanteans. I'll have to...
You know, I
know about the lost city
Atlantis.
of Atlantis, but I didn't know that there was like lore that it was going to come popping out of the ocean and at a
No, I made that part up. Why wouldn't
Oh.
it? I made that part up. Why wouldn't it? They're
Oh,
like,
okay.
where is it? Like, they'll
Well,
come
because
back.
the
and-
Anunnaki really are supposed to come back, right? Isn't that like the thing? Like,
I think it's about time. Every 10,000 years or some shit. I think they're almost here. They sent their big rock. You got, you know, you got 3-Eye Atlas, man. That's like the, you know,
plausible.
you know what I mean?
I'm
See,
in.
plausible. Say, hey,
Bro,
man,
I'm
KB.
in. I'm telling you, I find too much possibility in everything.
And Cody, you're right, man. It is by design. Like, you know, the powers that be in America, they don't want a smart electorate. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to get away with half the shit that they're doing. You know, at the end of the day,
that goes for
man,
every country. They don't want a
Yeah.
smart elector. Definitely not.
you don't want that. You don't want that. So here we go, man. We're gonna talk about the Liberty. I found this YouTuber. He has about 120,000 or so. So I think this guy was on. This was a sailor who was on board. So we're gonna
Okay.
check this out, man. It's about 20 minutes long.
It's a good
I'm
topic.
sure
I
I'll
like
stop
that.
it at one point. Yo, and if you want me to stop for whatever reason, tell me and I'll stop it.
I'll
here we go.
literally give you one of these. I'll give you.
You better say something. I might not be looking. Your
All
hand
right,
will be
that's
up there
cool.
for a while.
Just
say something.
I just don't. I don't want to interrupt. I don't like it when the crosstalk, like when you're listening. Anyway, go ahead.
It's impossible to avoid, but just be like, hey, Dale, stop it real quick, and I'll just stop it. So here we go.
10-4. That's what Israel wanted. They wanted to bring us into World War III.
On June 8th, 1967, the USS Liberty, a U.S. Navy research vessel, a spy ship, was stationed in international waters off the coast of the Sinai Peninsula when, without warning, the ship came under attack by fighter jets and torpedo boats, resulting in the death of 34 American servicemen and leaving another 171 critically wounded.
Damn, I was
But the
way
most
off.
shocking detail, the attack was launched by America's closest ally in the region, Israel. This is a story you've probably never heard of before. And if you have heard of the USS Liberty, the story you've been told is probably not what really happened. In the week following the attack on the Liberty, the U.S. Navy Court of Inquiry launched a swift investigation, which lasted just 7 days, with a report concluding that the incident was a tragic case of mistaken identity. Israel quickly issued an apology, claiming that they had confused the Liberty with an Egyptian vessel. The official narrative was set, and with the Six-Day War ending in a decisive victory for Israel, establishing the then young nation as a new dominant powerhouse in the Middle East, leaders from both nations, including President Lyndon Johnson and Defense Secretary Robert McNamara, were eager to put the incident behind them. Yet, for the veterans of the Liberty, many questions and doubts lingered, and thus began 57 years of hell, where they were silenced, threatened, cast aside, and abandoned by the very country they dedicated their lives to serving. Now, before we go any deeper, I just first off want to say I learned nothing of this sort in school. The attack on the
I didn't learn anything about this in school. Did you hear about this in school, bro?
Definitely didn't hear about it in school. And
mean, this shit
What's
happened
the
in
connection?
67.
They
This
try
is
to
Vietnam
say.
era.
They try to say. They said this is 67.
Yeah, 60. This is Vietnam era, but it's the height of Vietnam.
Well, this is
Lyndon
just
Baines
after
Johnson was president.
JFK. But this is just after JFK, and supposedly JFK was killed by.
Like I said, yeah, like well, I don't
Supposedly.
believe.
Now, what was that?
I
What
don't.
was?
Yeah, that part I don't believe. But when you see this kind of stuff, it makes you say, I
But
think
what's
JFK.
the basis? Do you recall the basis of that conspiracy theory, saying that Israel had some responsibility for? Because Myron Gaines is constantly saying that they have their fingerprints all over it, fingerprints all over it, fingerprints all over it. I don't really understand it, but he's not going to. He's not just going to say that. You know, he's a well-researched dude, and he's not just going to spout at the mouth about.
I don't know, man. Sometimes
I don't know what
Myron,
the theory is, but it's interesting.
sometimes-
Anyway, all I'm
yeah,
saying is, right now that we're seeing about the ship, it makes me go like, oh, Myron always says that, right? And wasn't that 1960? Oh, that was 64 though, right? Kennedy.
Well, we'll have to pull that up because when it's before my lifetime, I get real fuzzy
remember.
on when Kennedy was assassinated. But I don't. What Myron's talking about, that's a lot of tinfoil hat. That's a lot of conspiracy. Those are really deep rabbit holes.
Well, there's a lot, and there's a lot of really deep rabbit holes on that one because then you could just there was that whole Cuba thing with JFK.
That was part
as
of
well.
it. The Bed Pigs was part of that. You had the mob was really upset with him and his brother. So
Yes.
I would say, and then you had the powers to be, like Kennedy was about to come out of Vietnam, so you had that military industrial complex folks. They wanted to get him out of the way. As soon as he was out of the way, the war in Vietnam ramped up. Kennedy was ramping down.
Yes.
So
true.
I don't think that had anything to do with Israel. Could there have been some people who had ties to Israel that people used to get weapons and move stuff around or whatever? Maybe, but that doesn't mean that their nation has something to do with it. They were busy with their 6-day war, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like they really were worried about keeping their foothold set up over there. And then it's this thing about this ship right here, and they got these sailors. I didn't know so many guys died. I didn't know. I'm glad we're watching this because, and again, this should be taught in school. And they should have, like Cody was saying, like, oh, it happened. Oh, whoopsie daisy. Sorry about that. You know what I mean? Like, nah, bro, you don't get to do that, bro. Let's continue.
Whoopsie daisy.
Yeah, no, we don't get to do that. Here we go.
Liberty isn't even a footnote in any history course, let alone a blurb. And secondly, a case of mistaken identity, a sham investigation, something's not adding up here. So to piece together the history of what really happened, I recently sat down with Phil Turney, a U.S. Navy petty officer aboard the USS Liberty, a survivor of the attack, and the president of the USS Liberty Veterans Association. And boy, you better buckle up because, as you're about to discover, the Liberty's absence from school textbooks and the media is likely no accident, as the true story, allegedly, is so much darker than you could ever imagine.
Always say allegedly. Always say allegedly.
The Six-Day War of 1967 forever reshaped the Middle East, solidifying Israel's position as a dominant military power in the region. But the lead up to this conflict was marked by intense geopolitical maneuvering and escalating tensions, including the threat of the Soviet Union joining the conflict on the side of the Arab nations. During this period, U.S. foreign policy was also shifting. President Kennedy had maintained a balanced approach in the Middle East, supporting Israel while trying to remain neutral. But after his assassination, President Lyndon Johnson took a much stronger stance in favor of Israel. In a now famous quote, Johnson told an Israeli diplomat, quote, "You have lost a very great friend, but you have found an even better one." And on the eve of the Six-Day War, the United States sent one of its most advanced Navy research vessels, the USS Liberty, commanded by Captain William McGonigal, to international waters off the coast of the Sinai Peninsula. Officially, its mission was intelligence gathering. But some aboard the ship allege there was a far more sinister plan at play.
James, we were...
Hey, bro, just right there. Holy shit. Kennedy gets out the way. We ramp up operations in Vietnam. And you got a president's like, yeah, I'm ready to fuck up the Russians in the Middle East. Whereas Kennedy was like, I don't want to fight in Vietnam, and I'm going to straddle the fence in the Middle East. So here you go. Here come the conspiracies. Here it comes.
Right. Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious. Let's keep going. This is crazy.
Deliberately sent there. All the ships were going one way. We were the only ones going that way. We were sent there by the Johnson administration in collusion with the Israeli government to sink that ship and blame it on the Arab states.
On May 30th, 1967, just 10 days before Israel's attack on the USS Liberty, General Mir Amit, the head of Mossad, the Israeli equivalent of the CIA, flew to Washington, D.C. for a series of secret meetings. The first person he went to see was James Angleton, then the CIA's head of counterintelligence. He then went to meet with CIA boss Richard Helms, and then finally a meeting with Robert McNamara, the Secretary of Defense.
I told him, look, we don't want even one soldier from you. All what we want from you to stop the Russian coming into the arena, and number two, to help us after the war. So when I finished, he asked me two questions. One, how long it will take? I said 1 week. How many casualties? I told him less than the War of Independence. So I asked him, Mr. Secretary, what do you advise to me? Can I go home now? Or stay here until things will clear up? He said, no, you go home, your place is there now. I drew the conclusion that it was a green light.
Amit also said that McNamara consulted President Johnson several times during their conversation, so there was no doubt he was fully informed.
Bro, real quick, McNamara, and I stop these things, bro, because I want to make sure we're transformative. You know, we're not just listening to their stuff and taking it. We got to add commentary, whatever. That's fair use stuff.
Right.
But McNamara is the guy who gave U.S. soldiers M16s in the field with no cleaning kits, telling them that these weapons never need to be cleaned. And I don't know how many U.S. soldiers and Marines got deleted on the battlefield because everyone knows who's ever fired an M16 that you got to clean that damn thing.
When was that?
That was during the Vietnam War. When they went from the M14 and the M16, McNamara had a bunch of kids with him. They called them the whiz kids, just young politicians, it's AIDS or whatever. Like, we got this, they developed this gun. So they get the people to make the gun. It's like supposed to be a gun that, you know, that never needs to be cleaned. It fires, has a lighter round, you know what I mean? So you can, you know, you can carry more and all this kind of stuff. And they send them to the field, and Marines and soldiers were just getting wasted in the field because the damn weapon wouldn't work. I mean, now the M16 is one of the best weapons ever, you know, anywhere in America. But back then it was a piece of crap, bro. AR, you know what I mean? The AR was just horrible. You know what I mean? And, you know, Marines lost their life. This is McNamara guy. It just shows you leadership. This is my thing about leadership. Yeah. These people do these things, man. They get people jacked up, and then they just go off into history like, yeah, I was the greatest ever. Like, bro, somebody should spit your head open. This is real life. This, like, we ain't making this up. This is like really, and, you know, Mandrell, he's a Green Beret weapons sergeant. Yeah. Like, you see what he's just saying about it.
Yeah. What a joke.
So here we go. Let's get back to it. I like to break it up, man, because
is that true? Modern, by the way, modern M16, same thing. Got to clean them.
Modern M16s are one of the best weapons on the planet. You can't go wrong, but it's been generation after generation after generation of upgrades, and you still need to clean them. You need to clean them all the time.
Yeah.
But no, I love my M16. I really love my M14. I got an AK. But if I'm going somewhere and I think it's gonna get bad, if I got to go somewhere and I think someone's trying to hurt me, I'll have an M16 with me. If I'm on the battlefield, I'm picking up an M16. That's the weapon I'm most proficient with. And that weapon is solid.
And that's a large, right, Don? It's like a rifle that's got some heft box to it, right? Like it's a big
we'll get you to the range. We'll get you, you know, we'll show you what an M16 is. We'll get you out there. Get you.
I'm sure I've seen one. I'm not an aficionado.
Every Vietnam movie you've ever seen, the gun that the Army, the Americans are carrying, those are M16s.
Yeah, the automatic weapons they have.
And then and then there's so many variants of the M16 now, but it's a very, very solid weapon today. You can't go wrong. AR, I mean,
that's what everyone seems to be carrying is the AR-15. Or no, the
the AR and the M16 is the same thing. Same weapon.
Oh, okay.
The AR is the M16.
Oh.
Right. M16 has been the military version, nomenclature, and the AR is the civilian. But that is the
It's
weapon.
AR-15, isn't it?
And the AR-15 and M16.
What's with the different number? If it's
One's
the same weapon,
civilian and the other's military.
So the number has nothing to do with caliber or anything like that.
No, it's a 5.56. It had nothing to do with caliber.
Model number. Got it.
Yeah, that's all it is. So there's so many variants of it. But anyway, the whole point was McNamara sent that weapon to American service members in combat, and it didn't work, and he didn't even care. Like, he didn't get sent to jail for it. He should have been stood up against the wall, or give him the AR and drop him off in the A-Shaw Valley for 15 days. And, you know what I mean? That's just America, man. That's just America. Here we go. Let's get back to it.
Of what? That is the critical question.
Eshkol and LBJ and their cronies together had a tight-fisted group that said, let's get this going. This attack was probably planned a year in advance.
Jim Ennis, an officer aboard the USS Liberty, later found evidence, meeting minutes dated from April 1967, from a secret group called the 303 Committee that revealed the Liberty was part of a larger plan, codenamed Cyanide, devised by Israeli and American intelligence to invade Egypt and overthrow its government.
Operation Cyanide was a joint Israeli-American venture using submarines and other covert-type intelligence gathering efforts against the UAR.
There was nuclear aircraft, SAC airplanes, on their way to Cairo, even before we got attacked.
In his book, Operation Cyanide, investigative journalist Peter Hunem recounts a chilling story from the early hours of June 8, 1967. Jim Nanjo, a U.S. Air Force pilot stationed at Beale Air Force Base in California, was abruptly awakened between the hours of 2 and 4 a.m. by blaring klaxons. He and his fellow aircrew quickly scrambled to their B-52 bombers, reportedly armed with thermonuclear bombs, and were ordered to wait at the end of the runway for further instructions. They remained there for what he said was 4 to 6 tense hours, awaiting a potential go code that could have sparked World War III. Finally, a coded message ordered them to stand down, and the emergency was over. However, Hunem noted something strange. The klaxons had sounded between the hours of 2 to 4 a.m., before the USS Liberty was attacked at 5 a.m. California time, suggesting that the U.S. military and President Johnson had knowledge of the impending attack on the Liberty. Meanwhile, back in the Mediterranean, the Liberty was under a deadly assault by Israeli fighter jets and torpedo boats. A declassified CIA document from November 1967, still partially censored, is quoted as saying the then Israeli Defense Minister Moshe Dayan personally ordered the attack on the ship, and that one of his generals adamantly opposed the action and said, "This is pure murder." In 2017, Israeli newspaper Haaretz published transcripts proving that the Israeli pilots were aware the Liberty was an American ship. This is an American ship. Do you still want us to attack? Yes, follow orders. But sir, it's an American ship. I can see the flag. Never mind, hit it. Whew, that sounds pretty definitive there. I mean,
Bro.
What? They don't teach us any of this shit. Is that
No.
real?
Yes. The Liberty was attacked. Yes. I haven't seen
No, I
all
know,
of this.
but they got the
documentation. They got the documentation.
Bro.
It's kind of hard to dispute that, bro. Here, this is 1967 tech, bro. Like, come on, bro. You got a B-52 bomber armed with nukes sitting on a runway. 2 hours before the Liberty was attacked.
What's the reason for the like? So they were given the go. Why? Like, what did we do that?
Well, we worked it out with Israel. Sounds like we're gonna do this false flag mission. We're gonna blame whoever, the Egyptians or whoever, and we're gonna attack them. We're gonna take the country.
They just knew that we weren't gonna come after them, I guess.
Just like Vietnam.
Pretty ballsy, bro.
Yeah,
that's
Vietnam started.
Really ballsy.
Gulf of Tonkin. That's how we started the Vietnam War. Some bullshit that they trumped up. We used that. This is why they did that. The Gulf of Tonkin. We're going to take care of these Vietnamese. That, bro, back then, the CIA was on. They was on one, bro. This is how they started all kind of shit.
It was on one.
It was on one. And the poor sailors and Marines, they're out there. And then even the poor IDF guys, they're like, yo, that's an American ship. Why are we firing? You see how many times they asked, like, you sure follow orders? Okay. You know, and like the guy said that one statement, this is pure murder. You can't get around that.
That's crazy.
That's the craziest.
That's the craziest audio I ever heard.
And they ain't done yet. We got more. Here we go.
My God.
Do not know how you could still claim the attack was an accident. While the ship was getting bombarded, the crew of the Liberty desperately tried to send distress signals for help. The 6th Fleet, stationed nearby, received the calls and immediately scrambled rescue planes to aid the beleaguered ship. But inexplicably, no planes ever arrived.
Captain Kelly, a friend of mine, he became a good friend. He's passed on now. He said, you know, we sent our craft off. They were called by Washington from McNamara. Even before they hit the horizon, they were called back. That quick. They sent another volley up after reconfigured, and then Johnson got on the phone and says, you better turn those GD planes around. I don't care if every sailor on that ship gets hurt or whatever, killed, but they left us out there to die. That's what our government wanted. That's what Israel wanted.
But by the grace of God, the Liberty did not sink, and the crew, many badly injured, many dead, limped to the nearest U.S. port in Malta. I just want to pause and quickly acknowledge our brains have been pre-wired to reject a story like this, a crazy alleged conspiracy at the highest level of both the U.S. and Israeli government to deliberately sacrifice U.S. servicemen and leave them for dead, because if this story were to be true, it would necessarily lead one to question other events in history that we know to be fact, because the government, they would never lie to us. Right?
Bro, this is insane. I'm wondering, as the Liberty was limping back to the nearest port, were there orders given to, first of all, if the Israelis had submarines, did they have subs out there? Were orders given to the subs to sink her? And maybe those submarine captains were like, no.
How did that thing not? They said there were submarines and bombers. How did that thing limp back to port? That's a miracle in and of itself. Like, what is the story? This story's crazy.
Like, one hell of a captain to manage to do that. And this, again, we've never heard this story because we were calling into question all sorts of shit, right? We're gonna call everything into question now. Like, you guys are doing this. This is terrible, man. But we gotta learn it. Let's keep listening.
It's a complete cover up from day one. I mean, day one, it was covered up, and it's still covered up 57 years later.
In the days after the attack, the surviving crew of the Liberty was greeted by Rear Admiral Isaac Kidd, who was in charge of the official investigation. Only except, according to Turney, there were certain facts the Admiral apparently didn't want to include.
We were boarded by Captain Ward Boston and Admiral Isaac Kidd. The Admiral came in through the stars on the table, stainless steel table there. He says, talk to me just like I'm your dad. And, you know, it was great because it was a great relief for me, I thought. And we all told him our story, and I told him exactly what I saw, what I thought. I told him about the torpedo boats getting shot up, you know, napalm dropped on our ship and everything like that. he could see it. He knew it. And he looked at me and he says, "Listen." He put his stars back on. He says, "Listen, don't you ever breathe a word to anybody about that." Or many of the guys got fines, but he told me fines, imprisonment, or worse.
Worse? Whoa. The only official investigation conducted by the U.S. Navy Court of Inquiry, released less than 2 weeks after the initial attack, ignored much of the testimonies given by the Liberty crew and concluded that, quote, available evidence combines to indicate that the attack on the Liberty on the 8th of June was in fact a case of mistaken identity. The New York Times ran a report about the attack on June 9th, but much of that article was buried on page 19.
Damn.
After the Liberty returned to the U.S., it was quietly decommissioned and sold for scrap. The crew members who continued their naval service were reassigned, but never together. Captain McGonigal was awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor, but in secret at the Washington Navy Yard by the Secretary of the Navy, rather than at the White House by the President. This represents the only time a Medal of Honor recipient was awarded in such a manner. Those who left the military were threatened and coerced into silence for decades.
I go to, I'm in San Diego. My wife and I are at the bar getting a drink, waiting for a table. This guy comes up next to me. He says, "Oh, you run the USS Liberty." I says, "Yeah, how'd you know that?" He says, "I know." And he had a watch, big, like a camera watch. He had it right in my face. I said, "Hey, but get that thing out of my face, you know." And, you just tell me the best thing to do about the Liberties, just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. I said, "Who are you, Mossad?" He says, "Yeah." So, yeah, that's intimidation as far as I see it. Was he really Mossad? Or was he really wasn't? It didn't matter to me. I got the message.
But after many years, the captain of the Liberty, William McGonigal, shortly prior to his death, in a speech at Arlington National Cemetery, finally broke his silence about the Liberty.
For many years, I had wanted to believe that the attack on the Liberty was pure error. It appears to me that it was not a pure case of mistaken identity. I think that it's about time that the State of Israel and the United States government provide the crew members of the Liberty and the rest of the American people the facts of what happened and why it came about that the Liberty was attacked 30 years ago today.
And fast forward.
Bro, you got to understand how major that is. To have a captain of a ship, U.S. Navy captain, whatever his rank was at the time he did that, and Congressional Medal of Honor winner. They got his award, awarded to him.
But not from the president.
Not from the president. Like, damn, that was a thing. That's crazy. Never heard of that. Secretary of the Navy, that's crazy. And this guy finally said something. And then he said he died soon after. Like, he probably knew he was about to die anyway. Yeah. For him to come out and say that, that's major, bro. Like, it's just like, okay, now we're past conspiracy theory. And it's like, okay, this is, it was a cover up. What the hell? When he's like, you should come out and tell us what happened. You just don't see that, bro.
I agree. Although nowadays we're seeing a lot more of this stuff come to light that, was once conspiracy and now is not. COVID as one thing, right? Yeah, I mean, we can go down the list just in the last 5 years of things that we thought were completely untrue that are turned out to be holy shit. I think that's really true.
I think the pandemic was just a money grab. I think that was just a money grab. And, they're like, Fauci fell on the sword, but, people made their money. That was just crazy. I believe in I knew we had a pandemic, but just the way that they handled that and the fact that we're not even going over it, like, oh, let's figure out how not to do this again.
Well, that's the big red flag to me. And the fact that there's been no apology from anybody who really was, I mean, these people were nasty. If you didn't go somewhere with a mask, they were just absolutely nasty to you. If you didn't buy in, you were sheep, or right. There was always some pejorative for you because you weren't towing the line. It was a very interesting time. It was a very interesting time.
But that's nothing compared to what they were doing in the 50s, 60s, 70s. Like you see this thing, like you just set up a whole ship. Man, that's man, we got about almost another 5 minutes. I don't know if you want to watch the rest of this or you want to wrap. We should wrap
No,
this.
I mean, I don't want to say case closed for me, but that is clear knowledge and involvement that I didn't even know about. So like what it just further complicates this relationship that we have with them currently. That, and by the way, you made the mention that their president is on the hook for all kinds of crimes. Like the minute that he's not president anymore, he's probably going to go to prison for the rest of his life.
He's toast. He's toast, man. They want him. Like, you know, it's so many people in that country, Israeli citizens, bro. They want dude. Like, yo, man, we gonna get this cat.
Well, the calculus is deep there.
It is deep, man. Deep. I'm sitting here.
I wish I knew more,
bro. Like
there's
this
so
whole
much to know.
And like I said, guys, if you're watching this on Team Replay or whatever, I'm definitely gonna have this linked in the description below. What I'm doing now is I'm actually I'm linking everything we just watched in this podcast that we just decided to throw together because that's how we get down. And bro, man, Joe, this was fun.
It was fun.
You know, I've gotten used to doing these things by myself. And bro, I want and there was another video we didn't even get to see. It was a guy who went out and did 100 approaches with chicks. We didn't even get to see that. We didn't even
probably
get to watch
cringe.
It probably is. That's why I wanted to watch it.
Oh, my God. We'll do that one next time for sure. That's probably super cringe. All those ones I watch. Oh, a lot of these guys are, I don't know why they're recording themselves. Like they're trying to be helpful and do the thing, but like their hit rate's real low. What happened?
Real low, man.
My back.
And again, these guys just don't have the experience. Yeah, we're back. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry. I got skipped. I got a little skip in there.
Yeah, because I think I'm doing too much. I'm over here. I'm like adding stuff to the, you know, I'm doing too much on my end. Let me just, all right, there we go. Stop. This is me wearing too many hats. I'm trying to.
Your Dell 386 SX25 can't keep up.
Yeah, that's what it is, bro. That's what it is, man. I talk to the people down in Cricket. I'm like, yo, man, give me the best bandwidth that y'all have. And Cricket was like, all right, we'll do what we can, bro. Do what we can.
Cricket. So, don't they make lighters?
Nah, they make them. They used to. Now maybe they used to make lighters, but now they make cell phones that you know, buy here, pay here cell phones.
Is that the one with the big button so grandma can see it?
Yeah, bro. So you know, so his satellites can see you calling your drug dealer.
Hey, look, Mandrill liked it. Look,
yeah, Mandrill liked it. Cody liked
cool.
it.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Yeah, we're gonna have some fun. We're just getting started, guys. We are just getting started, bro. We already have plans to bring on some pretty young ladies and, you know, have these conversations with them. We're working on that.
Yeah.
Don't know how long it's going to take, but it shouldn't take us too long. I don't think. It's just a matter of scheduling.
We'll see.
Matter of scheduling.
We got to get them. Well, yeah, we got to get them to show up. That's the right. You've already seen how hard that is, so we're going to see if we can make that happen. But it would be good to have two opposing positions to. You know,
yeah, because JBig and
talk about Trump. We can leave Trump alone for a conversation.
Yeah, for that, we'll just talk about dating and, you know, what they're looking for. But JBig and DL Saint will have these conversations at Trillis at the bar in real time. And I did my best to capture it. I would turn the camera on whenever I could, but we never could capture those. Yeah, it wasn't the same. You know what I mean? And yeah, red pill dust and scare off the ladies. It is what it is.
Red pill dust.
That's it. Everything for dust. That's Scam Likely, aka Dusto. For him, everything is dusty. So he'll say red pill dust or this dust. This is how it's.
Okay.
Yeah, Mandrell liked it. You know what I mean? You know, we'll get Mandrell up here next time. You know what? Next time, maybe we'll do a panel thing. We'll shoot the link, maybe drop the link so he wants to jump up and just have a good time. You got any what are your final thoughts, bro? Anything you want to end with?
No, this has been good. This has been good. I've had fun. I'm glad that these guys have good feedback and good comments. And I wish I wasn't so. I got stuffy in the middle of it. It's funny because I did some nasal spray earlier to try and clear out because I can't seem to find the answer. I'm like this a lot. So I'm trying to figure out a way to have clear nostrils. And somehow in the middle of the show, I got back into it. So
is that what we're calling blow these days? It's called nasal spray now?
I wish I'd be a lot more animated right now if I was on the booger sugar.
Just say no to drugs, guy. That's our generation.
Yes.
Remember that? Just say no.
Nancy Reagan.
Nancy
Reagan. It's exactly who did that.
Just say no, man. I miss the good old days, man. I miss the baseball bunch. We were talking about that the other day on this platform. The baseball bunch and This Week in Baseball. The TV shows that we had, man.
What about
Did
like
you ever
Wednesday? I used to stay up late for Thursday night baseball, Wednesday night baseball. Which one was it on ESPN? I forget which one, but it was like a fucking 10:45 game, and I was in high school, and I would stay up and watch the 10:45 game because I was addicted to baseball.
Bro, I'm talking about before ESPN. Before ESPN, bro. I'm talking about, remember right, the wide world of sports.
Sure.
Remember that? The thrill of victory, the agony of defeat, and the guy falls off the jump, the snow jump thing. He just falls off the ramp. Like,
bro,
ooh.
you're aging us. You're aging.
I'm aging me. I told you I'm aging. Like, you were probably little. I'm like watching that shit.
Yeah,
I
know that's a little past me almost. Like, because I just kind of remember ESPN. Like, ESPN was one of the original sports. Although in Philadelphia, we had this pay channel called Prism, Prism. That was I think there were some sports on Prism, maybe some Sixers games or something. But yeah, we had cable first. We had those cable, bro. We had the fucking cable box with the wire and the big clicker box, and each channel was a click on the box, and you had that whole big thing in your lap if you were lucky. If it was your turn. You had the whole thing in your lap. And by the way, it had a little tuner on the side. So if you wanted that like sketchy channel, you could like tune to the sketchy channel and like tune in like
bro, we were before all that. I remember when I remember TV used to shut off at midnight. They would play the national anthem and it would be nothing.
Yeah,
but
that's
snow.
right. Static. Holy shit. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's
like,
before
we're
me.
signing off. Yeah.
It's like the Truman Show.
It was just like that, bro. So we're done, guys. Appreciate y'all checking this out, man. You know what I mean? That's JBig. I'm DL Saint, man. This is I Really Want to Know podcast, man. JBig doesn't have his socials and all that ready this time. Next time we come on here, we'll have all that so you guys will be able to go over it and support.
Don't commit me to that.
Hopefully. See. But in the meantime, in between time, y'all can see him right here. And we're going to be doing our things, and we're going to be doing live on location. We're going to be doing some stuff remotely as well, so you guys can see that we actually do talk to women in real life. You young boys, I don't know why y'all having so much trouble, man. It's so easy to get on these days, man.
But we're having trouble getting those AI ladies to pop on screen for us so that we look like pimps.
Right.
We'll get that text straightened out ASAP.
We're rocking out with the organics. That's what we doing, bro. We rocking out with the organics. So, yeah, good morning, good afternoon.
What do they call them? Canker? No, wait. Clanker. Have you heard this?
Battlestar Galactica.
Yes, there you go. That's what I keep seeing these videos on Instagram of these people running into these robots on the street or whatever, and they're like, "Get out of my way, Clanker!"
Like clankers.
It's such a great pejorative for those things.
Clanker. Man, that's crazy. So I'm gonna sign off, man. Don't go anywhere. Real quick, Joe. Watch this sign off, and then so I just want you to see how this rolls. Y'all can see how we just doing our thing. And for all you guys out there, bro, appreciate y'all, man. 3 hours. Y'all know I don't normally do 3 hours. I ain't done a 3-hour stream in a long time. But it's just what we need to do. This is what we'll do. This is what we'll do.
It's what happened.
Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff, guys. And that's it, bro. No more show. We are out. Peace.
Peace.
clean. It's just a thing of beauty.
Darn, that's the end.
I really appreciate your time. Thank you for watching my video. And if you don't mind, leave a like or a comment. Either way, it would be amazing. And YouTube thinks you'll like this video or maybe that video. So either way, thanks again. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Peace.